welcome to Brick Wall Cinema. I'm Chance. Today we have Lola and Sergio, like usual. Say hi, guys.
Hello.
What's up?
Today we're talking about Space Jam in honor of the new Looney Tunes movie, The Day the Earth Blew Up, coming out. Now, let's get down to business to defeat the Huns. I was waiting for someone else to finish it, but no
Well, we
one
weren't
did.
sure what to do right there.
Well, I thought you were taking the lead. This is your show.
It's
or
all of
podcast.
our show. We're part of it. You're part of it now.
Well, yeah, but we didn't discuss what we were gonna do.
Exactly.
Oh,
I mean,
I've
like,
been saying this for years. Honestly, we should make a script, and I should be the leader of that script.
the leader of the script. There's no leader for scripts.
You mean a
Yes,
script
there
writer?
is the main lead.
You mean a script writer?
You mean the lead actor?
Yes, thank you. But continue.
Okay. Well, today we're talking about Space Jam. We already said that.
Mhm.
Let's go over. I have some history over this movie. I mean, not personal history. Yes, personal history, but history overall with this movie. Do you guys know that before this movie was based off of two commercials?
I did not know that. What commercials?
There were two Super Bowl commercials that came out in 1993 and 1994 for Nike, where it had basically Michael Jordan with Bugs Bunny.
Air Jordan and Air Jordan.
What'd you expect? Elmer Fudd?
Nice shot.
Nice shot.
This floors them every time.
Wow. Okay. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, honestly, and they got the director for the commercials to do the movie, Joe Pitka. So now you have a little background on the movie. Let's talk about the movie in general. Let's talk about the movie now.
All right.
What are you guys' first impressions of the movie? First time seeing it. What do you think?
I was just like, wow, the Looney Tunes are here. This is gonna be a good time.
Nice.
I would say I'm not sure how to say this, or maybe this feels a lot more tame than what I expect from Looney Tunes, especially nowadays. Like, I remember watching Looney Tunes when I was younger. Then I saw this, and then I was like, "Oh, hey, this is cool." But as time went on, I feel like Looney Tunes have become more loony, and this feels like a more tame version. Or maybe it's just because of Michael Jordan's, like, throughout the movie, he has a very lack of expression throughout the movie.
Okay, I think I understand what you're talking about with this. I don't want to hate on him for not being good at acting because he's not an actor. He's a basketball player.
Yeah,
That's what he
I
lived
mean,
on.
he does have good.
Yeah.
He just have good moments in this movie with his acting. Like in the trailer, like in the commercials that we just saw, we see him like act a lot more than I think I seen him in the movie more often. But yeah, I'm not gonna blame him for like not being as good as some actors who are like spent their whole lives doing this.
Mhm.
Because I know he's an athlete. He's not an actor. But he did a good job for like, was this his first role in a movie or has he done this before?
This is his first like pinnacle role in a movie. Like this is his first leading movie.
Yeah, so I'm not gonna hold it against him if like he's like for like not being as good as some other actors. I know.
Yeah. Honestly, when I first saw it, I remember I had the VHS of it and I couldn't understand. I thought it was boring at first because I was
What? Really?
hear me out.
Okay.
I'm a kid. When I first saw it, I didn't know it was Looney Tunes.
You didn't. That's
No.
interesting. Aren't they like on the VHS cover?
I didn't have the VHS cover. I just had the VHS.
What? You didn't have the cover?
No,
Yeah.
it just says Space Jam on it, and it starts off with just like this little kid playing basketball. I'm like, this is boring. I don't want to play basketball. And I'm watching.
To be honest,
That's the one who's been playing.
I understand that.
Oh.
I noticed that a lot in these kinds of movies from like the 90s. Like they often start with like a slow kind of burn beginning, and then they don't get into the action until like the second or third act.
Yeah, but even with this movie, they do cut into like the animation pretty soon, but not soon enough for a little kid.
People with short attention spans.
Not enough
Yeah.
for little Chance.
And someone that I didn't even know that there were Looney Tunes in the movie, so it took me so long for me to realize, oh my god, wait, I need to finish the rest of the movie. There are actually Looney Tunes in this? Because I stopped once I saw like him saying he's gonna retire. That's
Mhm.
really when I started like, this is a basketball movie. Like this looks like it's pretty serious. I'm gonna turn this off. I thought it was
To
a
be honest,
biopic about Michael Jordan.
a lot of movies did start off like that, where they were like starting at somewhere in their current career path, and then they went back in time to figure out where it all started.
Yeah, but when I saw this, but then after I actually finished watching the whole movie, I'm like, oh my god, this movie's pretty good. I like it. I didn't love it. but I did really enjoy it to the point where I would watch it whenever it was on TV. And I don't know, I thought the movie's all right. That's my best way of putting it. But did my opinion change? Maybe, maybe not. We'll get into it today.
You just said that your opinion changed.
I said, did it? Maybe. Did it? I'm asking.
Yeah.
Did he do it?
Okay, fine. I'll just tell you then. Yes, my opinions changed a little bit.
Wow, only a little bit.
I liked it a lot.
Gentlemen.
I liked it a lot more rewatching it this time than I did before.
All right, what are we gonna get into
I'll take
first?
it.
Let's talk about.
All right, hang on. Let's start with our favorite scenes.
Okay, let's go over our favorite scenes then. You go first.
Who?
You.
You,
Oh, me?
Sergio. He was talking to you.
Okay, let me think. I think my favorite scene, the one I remember the most, that I like especially like when I was growing up, was the scene on the basketball court where the Monstars catch the ball and then they get shot in the teeth. Then you see like the Men in Black kind of thing, and you see the the theme song with them just holding the guns and looking at each other. Like I just like that scene so much. I don't know why.
That was a really good scene. What about you, Lola?
I think one of my favorite scenes is when the kids are watching cartoons and then Bugs Bunny comes in and he's like, "Come on, guys, we gotta go to the meeting." And then Wile E. Coyote drops the anvil and then flies up to the sky and just disappears.
I thought it was Porky Pig.
Yeah, it was Porky Pig.
Oh, it's Porky Pig. My bad.
You know what? That brings up an idea of mine, a question of mine that I had watching this. I have a Sergio question.
A Sergio question?
Yeah,
Okay.
a question that Sergio would usually ask.
We should have like a little tagline for that, like Sergio's questions.
Yes,
I vote-
Sergio's question.
Yeah, it's gonna be a logic question. So,
Ooh,
are the Looney
yeah.
Tunes just forever supposed to live off their commercial, like their shows and repeats?
You know, that's something that was brought up when I was looking at something like Nostalgia Critic, I think, where they were like, they're doing this basically the same thing that the Monstars are trying to get them to force them to do anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did make a joke about that throughout the movie.
Yeah, but the thing is that they're choosing to do this. I think they're getting paid for it, sort of.
Yeah. The real question is how much, because they said they never saw money from like the merchandise, like the lunch boxes and stuff. They said,
Right.
and then they said, "We got to get new agents. We're getting screwed."
Also, that reminds me, there is one thing I noticed rewatching it this time. Do you think that there was a connection between this and Six Flags?
What do you mean?
Because in Six Flags, they have Warner Brothers characters like DC characters and Looney Tunes at that park. And the aliens are from Moron Mountain, like Magic Mountain at Six Flags. And they're
Magic
making
Mountain
this
was at Disneyland.
Magic Mountain's Six Flags.
Oh, okay. I'm not sure if that has anything to do, if that was foreshadowing anything or not, because that just feels like they were doing the same thing that Disney was doing, where they had the people in mascots play as the characters in the theme park.
I just think of it like I thought of like when Bugs Bunny was talking to Michael Jordan saying we need your help, and it's saying what's gonna happen to them. I just thought this is them talking about the audience at Six Flags.
Avery, they're gonna make us do stand-up comedy. The same jokes every night for all eternity. We're gonna be locked up like wild animals and then trotted out to perform for a bunch of lowbrow, bug-eyed, fat-headed, humor-challenged aliens.
To be honest, it is a lot like
That did feel very direct.
It's too real, man.
I know. I feel like that's what they're going for with this. I'm not sure. Let me check. Looney Tunes go to Six Flags. Wait, no, they started using the characters in 1984.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't even mention my favorite scene.
What's your favorite scene?
My favorite scene is, let me think. The aliens from Moron Mountain are at the meeting saying you're all our prisoners now, and Aaron's like, look at that little pripsqueak, I'm shaking in my boots, and they're walking around, and Yosemite Sam's about to shoot him, but he just turns like they shoot him first. I thought that was really funny.
That was pretty funny.
Yeah.
You know whose character I like throughout all of this? Bill Murray. Bill Murray's pretty fun to watch throughout this whole thing.
Bill Murray's fun to watch in every movie he does.
That is true. I just like the scene where he comes in to help and nobody expected him. He just gets there.
Yeah.
And then Bugs is like, "How did you get here?" And he's essentially saying, "I know people," like they drew him there or something.
They said the producers, I know that I'm friends. He said, I'm friends with the producer. He had a teamster come pick me up.
Yes. And then the defense joke where he's like, "Okay, you're here. And then Michael says, No,
No.
we're on defense." Oh, I don't do defense.
You know, considering like how we saw the day the Earth blew up, the Looney Tunes one, and we saw like just Daphne just get the script and say like, "Here, catch up on your own time." That just feels like something that would happen in a Looney Tunes movie.
Yeah, and even Bill's line is saying, "Hey, he's saying, hey, since all this stuff's going on with the basketball players, you think I have a chance?" It's like, no, I don't think so. And Bill Murray's like, it's because I'm white, isn't it? But Larry Bird's white. Larry's not white.
Yeah.
He's clear.
Yep, he's clear. That was
Oh, you know what that reminds me of?
What?
You know how in New Legacy, like the Looney Tunes, like sport based on New Legacy, there's a water guy.
What?
There's a water guy.
What?
They're like they're elemental players for the enemy team.
Oh, are you talking about in the sequel? They have like the villains, the Goon Squad.
Yeah,
What about them?
like it's just the water guy. Whenever I hear he's like, no, he's not white. He's clear. I just think of water guy.
Water guy.
Yeah. What else is there? Let's talk about. We already talked about the characters. Let's talk about the animation.
All right.
What do you guys think about the animation in the movie?
For me, I like the animation. It's really smooth, but for some reason, it feels dated to me.
Is it because?
Well, I mean, we are rewatching a movie that's like pretty old at this point.
Yeah, I know. The animation's really good considering the times, but you can see like in this scene right here where you can see the dog, like if it looks photoshopped, you can tell like there's obvious stuff like that, but it doesn't bother me too much, but I just noticed it a lot more, I guess, mostly because like as time has gone on, animation has stepped up.
Oh, that's fair. Me personally, it doesn't bother me at all either because I'm like, well, they're cartoons in the human world. They're not really gonna look amazing, and they look pretty good for what it is.
I appreciate how they tried to make it seem dynamic. Like this is in a. I keep on bringing this up whenever I mention live action movies with animated characters in the real world. I think like Roger Rabbit. They learned from Roger Rabbit when making this movie. When you see Bugs and Daffy go into the real world, because when there's a certain shot, there's one specific shot that I really love in this movie. It's when Bugs and Daffy are walked into Michael Jordan's house, and they're looking through each door, and the camera's panning while they do it. And every time they open a door, it's new lights inside of the doors that are open that are cascading a light onto the characters, which they have to animate every time they go past a different light bump when they bump lights around them.
Oh yeah, I noticed that.
Yeah, that does make the characters feel more real.
It's a technique they used in Who Framed Roger Rabbit called bumping the lamp, where there's a scene where Roger gets brought into a closet and he hits a lamp. So throughout the whole scene, the lamp is going back and forth, and they have to animate whenever the light hits Roger. So the extra mile that they use in the movie, which they clearly use in this idea. And
I heard that in other films, whenever they use lighting for animated characters, is always the hardest thing to do because you have to animate the light for everything that hits on them, the hair, the body, even if it hits the eyes, all that stuff, it gets really hard. And since it's always moving and can shift easily, it gets very challenging over time.
Exactly. That's why they mainly stay in the Looney Tune land, which is basically CG. Like the whole courtroom is CGI.
Yeah, you can definitely tell that. This reminds me of Gary's Mod.
I don't know what Gary's Mod is.
It's basically just like a pre-made like kind of like 3D setting where you can mess around with like figures. It's like where people used to do like a SFM. It's basically just like animating like sort of like 3D models into trying to make some certain things. Like when those old videos of people just moving around like figures of 3D figures of characters and just moving them around, trying to make them look like they're doing something.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Also, this is completely off topic, but when I was rewatching this movie, that character literally turning him into a basketball, it looks so creepy now. As a kid, it didn't look that creepy, but when I was rewatching it, I was like, why does Michael look like that? What's going on?
Yeah, they CGI'd his face on the basketball and it looks freaky.
It looks very freaky.
Yeah, but what else is there to talk about? Let's talk about the Monstars. So, what do you guys think of the Monstars?
I mean, they're fun.
Yeah,
I feel like there's not much to say about them. They're fun. It was cool seeing like their transformation because you're like, oh, these little puny aliens. Next thing you know, they steal the basketball player's talent and they just get bulked up like they're jacked now. I was like, what the heck?
I thought that it would be I'm not that familiar with basketball, to be honest. So some of the basketball actors, some of the basketball athletes that they have in a movie where they take their talent, I initially thought, oh, are they gonna act like they're basketball actors, or are they gonna be voiced by them, or anyway based on them outside of just using their talent?
That would be interesting, but if they were like based off of them, but then they had someone else voice them, wouldn't that be kind of seen as racist?
No.
Wait, why would that be racist?
Well, say they're based off of some of the characters who are black, and then have someone in who's voicing them, but then they turn out to be white. Would that be considered racist now at times?
I mean, couldn't you just get black actors who don't know how to play basketball?
Yeah, I don't think there's only white actors that voice characters, Sergio.
I know. I'm saying if they did that, and then turned out one of them was white, would that be seen as racist?
It depends on how they go at it.
Well, yeah, but I'm saying there would be, if you're saying that they went with the angle of basing it off the actual athlete, but then had someone else come in, but then they have one of them that's white, would that be seen as racist?
No, there are white basketball players, Sergio. There's also what I mean by that is that they use like their features, like how they look in their characters. I'm not saying how they act like they're. I should rephrase that. I don't mean to act like their basketball counterparts. I'm talking about they look like I have like their caricatures of the people that they take their talents of. That's what I was thinking.
Okay.
Does that make any sense?
Yeah.
But then wouldn't that take away from the fact that they're supposed to be monsters of some sorts? And they would look more.
Well, they're aliens.
That's why I said caricatures. They could do monster version alien creatures of the basketball characters. I don't know. I'm just thinking of what they did with Space Jam 2, which I really liked, how they based it off of the actual basketball players.
I hope we're not doing Space Jam 2.
We're doing all the Looney Tunes movies.
We're gonna have to.
No, we have to.
Yes.
I mean, I never seen it.
I just know it's not gonna be as good as the first one, and I don't want to see it.
Wait, you never saw it?
No.
Oh my God, we're watching it.
No.
Yes. No, we already talked about this like a couple months ago when we saw the Day
I
the
know
Earth blew
we
up.
have to watch it, but I won't be watching it right now.
Not now, because we got Looney Tunes Back in Action coming up next.
Exactly.
I just noticed this since you paused the frame on all the monsters' faces. Did you notice like how like 4 out of 5 of them have like really big lips?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did not notice that.
That's very random. Why would you notice? Okay.
Because you paused it right when it zoomed.
Also, why does the orange one look like he's trying to riz someone up? He's like,
little
hey,
doll.
Also, did they ever explain what these aliens are, or are they just aliens from Moron Mountain?
They're just aliens from Moron Mountain.
Okay. Also, one interesting detail I learned about this like a while later was that Marvin the Martian, he's the referee because he's a middle ground between the Monstars and the Looney Tunes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just wanted to point it out for the podcast.
Oh, okay.
No.
Thank you.
Very cool. We enjoy your observation.
Yeah. Okay, I want to talk about how how the basketball players acted when they got their power taken away from them.
Talent?
Because when they got the talent taken away from them, because they are not well. They cannot live in society without their talent.
They put them on the disabled list because they lost their basketball talent. That was crazy. Also, rewatching it now, I was like, I don't remember them acting stupid. Let me explain. Because like I know they're supposed to act like they have no basketball talent, but they were really exaggerating it. Because I'm like, as a person who has never played basketball in my life, I don't think I'd be that bad to where the ball just goes, not even on the court, it goes into the people who are being seated. Like what?
Yeah, exactly. Just he can't operate in life. He can't do anything.
The way I see it is that like when they refer to talent, I just thought about like now that I think about like the sport, I think about like all the muscle memory they gained over the years of practicing. And I'm thinking like without that, like they don't even remember how to play anymore. So that's what I thought like it was going through my head whenever I saw them like lose their so-called talent.
Dude, they can't even shoot water in their mouths.
I know. Like that has nothing to do with basketball.
Also, isn't it like demon possession in a way?
What?
It's like what?
Like demon possession?
Not really, because they're not possessing them. They're literally taking their talent.
And they're aliens.
Yes, they go inside them and then they come out and then they come out.
No. What?
Look at it. He starts twitching.
Well, possession is them taking over their bodies. They didn't take over their bodies. They just took something that they had.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just that I connected to like something like a demon possession, which has been portrayed in movies before, because it just feels similar. Like your energy is drained, you start like losing control of your body, then you start like not start like blacking out.
Sergio,
I want to ask this question: how old is Michael Jordan in this movie?
I don't know. How would
Isn't he, like,
How would we
in his
know?
like late 20s? I don't know. At
What?
this time in the movie.
Wait, did he retire somewhere around like making this movie, or was he still playing basketball?
This is after he went back to playing basketball. That's why they made so many jokes and jabs at him playing baseball.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that they shot some footage of when he first returned back into basketball when he
when he went back to play for the Bulls, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But lesson learned, you don't go to one sport and you're just like, actually, I'm gonna do this one.
No.
That has nothing to do with the previous sport. I can't believe how superstitious some basketball players are in the real world. Like watching this movie, I thought this was played for laughs, but apparently a lot of athletes have like lucky socks or something along that line.
Oh, turns out he was 32 at the time he was filming this.
Oh, okay.
Google lied to me. It said he was 23 years old.
Well, big surprise. Big company lied to us.
No, not topic. We're not getting
That's never
topical.
happened before.
We're not getting topical today. Not today.
Topical?
Topical.
Topical.
What does that mean?
Oh my
Yeah,
god. I'm not
what's
gonna.
topical?
We're getting distracted. No.
Yes. But continue.
Any other notes you guys have for the movie?
No. Related question. Do you have a favorite monster?
Oh yeah, the blue one.
Okay. The blue one.
Yeah.
Okay, why the blue one?
Because he's such an idiot.
Yeah. Oh, also Sergio, did you notice how like when they were in the meeting room with the aliens and then I think it was Bugs Bunny who brought a picture out of them and they were like, yes, this is the aliens. And they had like scientific names directly tied to them. Did you notice that?
I don't think so. Bring it back to him.
Yeah. They're hilarious.
Aliens from where mountain?
Warmus repulsus, mutus corrodi, topus, elongatus,
Do you
rotundus.
think they use that as the actual terms for them in like any kind of like scientific setting when they're trying to define?
No, it's supposed to be like a reference to the Wile E. Coyote cartoons. Wait, you guys don't know about this?
No.
About what? Do I
This is
not
like
know
in
about?
almost every Wile E. Coyote Roadrunner cartoon. When you see them running and it stops and it says their names, they have like names under them, like the scientific words or the Latin version under them.
I see.
Oh yeah, I remember that. I just never understood why they did that because I could never read it.
Yeah, that's the reference to it. They have a lot of references in this movie. Even with in the meeting in the hall, they have a bunch of pictures in the background with old versions of popular characters like Porky Pig, Petunia Pig, Daffy Duck.
I don't know what the other ones are, but I see what you mean.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's limited because it's hand-drawn animation, so they can't go into detail that much. But still, it's really cool they have it.
Yeah.
Even like, we talked about Bill Murray's character in the movie, but Sergio, did you know that when he said that a producer picked him up, that was a reference because Ivan Reitman was the producer of the movie, and he directed the Ghostbusters 1 and 2.
Oh yeah, I get that. I mean, we did just talk about that earlier, saying like how he made a reference that he knew the producer.
Yeah. I guess we can go to our ratings then.
All right.
So, Loli, you go first.
I would give it a 4 out of 5. I've really enjoyed this movie and I liked all the new things that I've noticed. It was very fun.
You know what? I'm a match that. I'm gonna give this a 4 out of 5. I admire a lot more of this watching than other ones, mainly because when I was younger, I didn't really catch a lot of things. I found it a little boring. But even when it is a little like not boring, but more like I admire a lot more things in it. Even the animation, even though it's very 90s with how everything's cell shaded and everything looks so shiny on people. I thought this looks pretty cool. It looks really good. I took it for what it was at the time. Ignore this bad CGI for most of it and like ignore like the weird green screen. And it's still really good. What about you, Sergio?
I'm sorry, I'm just distracted by the mouse.
Oh my god, you didn't hear anything I just said because you're watching the movie in the background. Okay.
No, I heard it. I just remember that one. I just remember that mouse scene. And then I just think about you. I'm just like over here, like, yeah,
Yeah, justice for the mouse. And honestly, justice for Michael Jordan's publicist. He's just trying to help him out, trying to do his job, trying to get paid. And
Yeah.
they picked the mouse over him. Like the tiniest.
Do you think he was fired after Michael Jordan went back to playing basketball?
I don't think so.
Well, because wasn't his
I
publicist
feel like
working
Michael wouldn't have any reason to fire him.
wouldn't his publicist only work with him if he was doing basketball still?
No, he was just assigned to him.
Yeah, he was just assigned to Michael. So
Yeah.
no matter what, he's Michael's publicist.
Well, not
Unless
no matter
Michael
what.
decides to fire him. But I don't see Michael doing.
I thought the publicist was given to him by the basketball team. I mean, by the baseball team.
Well, yeah, but he keep him on as his publicist.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you like your publicist, you're gonna keep him on. And I don't see why he would fire him.
Yeah, it's not like he followed him all the way down to the ends of the earth to find him.
But I mean that's kind of his job as a publicist to make sure he's not what's the word?
Missing
And also conducting himself in a bad way because he's the publicist.
Yeah, he conducts him to the media or like the press, or at least keeps him in his reputation intact.
Yeah.
Okay. What about you, Sergio? What's your rating?
I was kind of torn between because I do like this movie, but I don't know how high I should give it. But I would say I would match you guys with a 4 out of 5. Like there are a lot of things that, like you said before, there's a lot of 90s humor in here, stuff from that era that seems kind of dated nowadays. But this is a really good movie, and it's really enjoyable. Even though like some of the animations do seem like a of the times.
Yeah. Oh, also one thing I want to mention. One of the animation directors for the movie was Bruce W. Smith. And if you don't know who he is, he created The Proud Family and directed Bebe's Kids.
I don't know Bebe's, but I do.
You don't? You should watch the movie. It's so funny.
It's really good.
I like it.
Right. But I do remember The Proud Family, and it does make sense. The animation style is similar, and the art style too.
Yeah, because I noticed when I see like how I don't know if he helped design the Monstars or anything, but it kind of looks like his style. Now that you mention his lips, he has a certain unique style how he animates lips in Baby's Kids and also Proud Family. And it do remind me of that. At first I thought it was weird how you mentioned it, but now I can't unsee it. I was thinking about it while having a movie on the background. Let me see if I can pull up a picture.
The reason why I mentioned the lips is because I haven't seen that style of lips for animation in a long time. Because like the only one I could remember that had a unique style for lips was the Kim Possible series, where they just had like one lip that was like a darker shade on top.
Yeah, that's what it sort of was on Baby's Kids.
Yeah.
And also I think the Proud Family too. Yeah. So yeah, thank you for bringing that point of that weird random point of that weird facial piece. Thank you, Sergio. Thank you for pointing that out.
You're welcome. I'm always here to point out the obscurities that no one can notice.
Yep. That's Sergio for you. Also, I like how, I know we're cutting off, but I just want to say, I like how when it cuts back to, I forgot his name, but the one who wants to bring them to Moron Mountain, I like how every time it cuts back to him throughout the game, he's doing something completely random. He's ordering food, he's getting massaged. Like, how is this all going on as he's watching the basketball game?
He's not worried about it. He knows he's going to win.
To me, that just feels like it was just a representation of like greedy CEOs who try to bank off of like celebrities.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm surprised we didn't go through the whole episode without talking about Lola Bunny.
I mean, I feel like that's mostly you, Chance.
What do you mean mostly me?
I mean, is there something you want to talk about?
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I know tons of people who have told me vividly about their crush on Lola Bunny. So
I never said a crush on Lola Bunny. Why are you tying me into them?
Okay.
Oh, then what do you have to say about Lola Bunny? I assumed it was childhood crush territory.
No, I was going to say that she was an original character made for the movie.
Oh yeah, I remember when you told me about that.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah, I'm not
Why are you offended?
I'm not gonna say.
I didn't mean to ruffle your feathers.
I wasn't gonna say offended. I was gonna say furry, but okay.
How does that make you a furry? I know tons of people who have liked Judy Hopps from Zootopia.
Oh yeah, it became a meme.
What?
Yeah.
No, let's not go into that. I'm not gonna go into that rabbit hole. Let's cut off the episode.
All
right, everyone. See you next week. Have a cinematic day. Bye.
Bye.
Wabbit season.
Duck season.
Wabbit season.
Wabbit season.
Wait a minute.
See, I told you this wasn't going to work without...
Welcome to Brick Wall Cinema. I'm your host, Chance, and today we have Sergio and Lola with us talking about Looney Tunes Back in Action. Sergio, tell us, what do you think about Looney Tunes Back in Action?
It's a pretty fun movie. I was surprised by how invested I was in the story, even though I've heard about it, even though like with how long it's been out and how much I know about the movie. I was surprised by like how invested I was in the story.
All right, now Lola, what about you?
Oh, I really like this movie. I think it's so fun. Like, I like it a lot. I also love everyone's roles throughout the movie. I feel like everyone, like, the cast is stacked for this movie, in my opinion. I really enjoyed Steve Martin as the chairman. I like Brendan Fraser as DJ, the security guard in the movie. I like all the gags. Everything about this movie is just really fun.
Yeah. All right, so I guess I go to my thoughts on the movie. I loved it so much because I never saw a movie like this where it actually had like the characters walking around in reality in the studio. Then again, I have never seen Who Framed Roger Rabbit at this point. So this was like mind blowing to me. Like it actually felt like they were real.
Yeah.
Even though I didn't know half the jokes that were going on, I had a lot of fun like a lot of fun watching this movie. Even all the small in jokes nowadays when I rewatch it, I think it's still funny. The only thing is, now that I'm older and more wiser about things that happen in the film industry and how things are shot and filmed and how they're portrayed in this movie, I like it also, but also find it a little boring at points now.
Really? What points did you find boring?
One of the points when they're in the desert.
I see.
That's the point, because everything else I really love. My favorite, I might be early into this, but my favorite scene was the opening where you see Daffy Duck running around the studio.
Oh, that's really funny.
Yeah, because
when he gets in the Batmobile looks so cool.
Yes, even small in jokes in the movie too. Like the director of the Batman movie was Roger Corman, who infamously directed a bunch of B movies and a Fantastic Four movie that never got released because it was a made for a tax write off, so it never was released. But it's like really bad.
Dang.
But then again, this movie, it was just, I really like it. It's still really funny. Even with this rewatch, this is a personal favorite of mine. I still think this is my favorite Looney Tunes movie. I mean, no, it was a favorite Looney Tunes movie until I saw The Day the Earth Blew Up. What about you guys?
I really enjoyed this movie. I think I like this movie more than I like Space Jam, which might be a crazy thing to say.
It's not.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I really like this movie a lot. It would probably go The Day the Earth Blew Up, Back in Action, and then Space Jam. That's how I rank the movies.
And then Space Jam 2?
Yeah, and then Space Jam 2.
All right. What about you, Sergio?
I already said it in my first impressions.
But do you think this is better than other movies?
For me personally, yeah, I would say so.
All right. So what do you guys think about the story overall? Like about DJ? Like, I'm not gonna get into a rundown of like okay. Sergio, would you like to explain what happens in the movie? Because I feel like you're better at explaining them.
You want me to explain it?
Yeah.
Yes.
What do you want me to explain? The story?
Yeah.
Well, basically, the story is that Daphne is trying to go on his solo adventure after being let go from the company from Warner Brothers for not being as popular as Bugs Bunny. So the security guard, what's his name again?
DJ.
DJ.
DJ tries to kick him out, but ends up destroying part of a set and part of the studio, and is let go as well. So him and Daphne gets sucked into this adventure where they try to save his father, who's actually a spy, who coincidentally is an action movie star who plays a spy. And then when they realize that they can't do their gags without Daphne being there to be the butt of the joke, they have the female lead. What's her name again?
Baffy.
That's her name?
I think so. Yeah.
All right. Well, they have her go and try and bring Daffy back to the studio, and Bugs ties along with her. So they go on this huge adventure of trying to uncover the mystery of the blue monkey and trying to, as Daphne and the Bugs go get into their usual shenanigans, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, I really do love this movie. But I mentioned the reason why I thought this movie was a little boring at halfway through the movie was because now that I'm older, I realized, they are really using the Looney Tunes as like sight gags mainly halfway through the movie, or just to keep the kids entertained. It's not as bad as other movies where the characters are just here, like the fictional characters come to the real world just to help the main characters' lives, like the Smurfs or Alvin and the Chipmunks or anything. At least they try to make it a more imprint into this movie, but it still felt like they're wedged into random scenes, if that makes any sense.
No, that's fair.
Like in a desert scene, when they're in Area 52, there's just a part where they're looking around, and it's just main three human actors talking to each other, and in the background you just see Bugs or Daffy just doing random things. Not really impacted the story.
Yeah, but I felt like for the movie it made sense because Daffy's just really using DJ as a distraction from the fact that he got fired, and he's like, it's like a fuck you to Bugs. He's like, yep, this is my friend now. I'm doing what he's doing.
Yeah, and also one thing I also want to mention is that if we are having Looney Tunes in this world, and if we're gonna have Looney Tunes be, the question is this world going off Looney Tunes logic, or is it going by real world logic with Looney Tunes in them? Because sometimes they have Looney Tunes humor without Looney Tunes in it, like having the Area 52 place be super stupid and weird, and someone spitting on Brendan Fraser's face when they ask a question just for a random joke, or the Warner Brothers literally being brothers that still live in 2003. Like the movie, this franchise came out, like the Warner Brothers was born like in the 20s. They're not going to be alive. The fact that there's just Warner Brothers that are twins.
No.
I always thought of it like the same thing they did in the
No, but they're like the Animaniacs. They're alive because Warner Brothers is alive.
I thought of it
That's the logic they're using. At least that's what I thought.
Well, I always thought of it of something like the same thing they did for Godzilla King of the Monsters when they had the Mothra, where for Mothra, there's always like these two twin priestesses. They're always like they always like have a connection with Mothra. So I was like, hey, look, two brothers. They are now the owners of Warner Brothers. It's a gag.
Yeah, it's a gag. That's what I'm thinking. Like this world, it sometimes goes into Looney Tunes logic. I understand because it's a Looney Tunes movie. But either we have Looney Tunes in this world doing Looney Tunes logic themselves, or the world just gonna be fucking stupid and loony where anything can happen.
I think it's a mix of both. Where the world,
it is. That's what kind of throws me off a little bit. I mean, I like it, but it throws me off. Like the fact that there's a Walmart in the middle of a desert as a product placement. I get it, product placement, but it just felt so weird. It's in the movie. But then again, I realized as I speak right now, the movie is a movie in the movie.
The movie is a movie in the movie.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I mean by saying like it's a mix between the two worlds, where it's they're going by real world logic, and the Looney Tunes are in the real world, and they do Looney Tunes stuff. And their Looney Tunes stuff does affect the real world in very little ways, like how you said, like there's two brothers running the Warner Brothers company, how there's product placement in the movie that actually turns out to be real instead of just a mirage, actual comical villains, and the movie in turn around them is an actual movie in their actual place.
Which actually makes a lot of sense. Oh my God, it just clicked in my head why this all seems so silly. Like an actual movie, like it's a blockbuster movie. They're going to space, there's all different types of genres of movies.
It's Fast and the Furious.
Yes, there are car chases. They go to the desert and find a lot of product placement. Then they
go into space.
Yes, they go into space.
They ask for directions.
What?
Yeah, in space they ask for directions. That's how they get Marvin out of his spaceship.
Oh yeah. I guess that actually makes up the movie for me a lot now. Saying out loud. Right. Wow.
Do you get notes?
I don't really have that many notes for this movie because I was just enthralled the whole time. I guess I can mention a couple of things though. Like we mentioned Animaniacs earlier, and they were gonna have a cameo in the movie. Can you guess what scene it was?
Probably like at the beginning with the water tower.
Yes, exactly. There's gonna be in the water tower, but then for some reason they just weren't in the movie. But I do really like the scene in Vegas. Because when I started thinking about it now, this movie kind of reminds me of the Muppets. Like it's Muppet humor. There it is. Okay, now it's all coming together. See, audience, you're experiencing in real time me trying to connect the dots here. Because the reason I like this movie so much is that it reminds me of a Muppet movie.
Wait, did the Muppets come out before or after Looney Tunes?
Way before Muppets.
What?
I mean, way before Looney Tunes.
Oh, okay. I just wanted to clarify.
Yeah, because in the Muppet movies, there are Muppets that live in that world, they're not always together. There's different types of Muppets doing their own thing, have their own lives and
Wait.
businesses.
So then, but then I was talking about like the Muppets who are actually called Muppets rather than just puppets who are created by the same person who creates the Muppets.
They don't like the word puppet, Sergio.
Yeah, they're Muppets, not puppets.
So is Big Bird a Muppet?
Is who a Muppet?
Big Bird.
Big Bird? No.
No.
He's one of the Sesame Street characters. He's Big Bird.
Okay, but didn't the original creator of the Muppets also create some of the characters for the Sesame Street?
I guess you could call them Muppets, but they're not a part of the Muppets, which is why nobody calls them Muppets.
Oh, okay. So then where are
He's
the other
just
characters
Big
that
Bird.
were
He is
created
Big Bird.
with the Muppets?
And Elmo's Elmo.
Big Bird is a Muppet. That's the end of the story. Or anyone made by Jim Henson is a Muppet.
Oh, okay. So, but the original Muppets that we know as today weren't created until like in the 60s, was it? Or the 70s?
It was around
I don't know.
60s.
60s?
Around that time, yeah.
Oh. But the Looney Tunes, they've been around since the 80s, right?
No, they've been around since like the 20s and stuff like that.
The 20s? So then the Looney Tunes came before the Muppets.
That's why I said.
So then this is not Muppet humor. This is just the Muppets were used Looney Tune humor.
Well, in pop culture, people will see this movie has more of a style of a Muppet movie than any other movie.
Is that just because it's live action?
Yes.
So then it's not a Muppet movie.
It is a Muppet movie. The Muppet movies are live action and has the same type of humor, a lot of fourth wall breaking humor, a lot of silly characters, even human characters that help the main characters. The only difference is this one, you can't really connect. There's no Daffy Duck in the Muppet world. It's all their own type of characters.
Sam the Eagle?
Sam the Eagle. No, not at all. You get Sam the Eagle out of here. That's not a Daffy Duck comparison. But I'm just saying, like, the way that the humor is, can you not see it in a Muppet movie?
No.
Really? Have you seen the Muppet movies?
I have.
Yeah.
I just haven't.
The Muppet movies are awesome.
Lola, help me, back me up here.
Okay.
Do you agree with me?
I'm going to be honest. You cut out for me, so you're going to have to restate what you used to have.
Oh my
What did you
God.
say? No, you genuinely cut out for me. So I didn't hear what you were saying. I know you were talking about the Muppets.
I was saying,
He's trying to say that the Looney Tunes Back in Action is taking reference to Muppet humor.
yes, it's more of a Muppet movie than a Looney Tunes movie.
I mean, yeah, I could see that. Their humors are similar. I could see that.
Yeah, the only difference is a lot more slapstick than it would be for a Muppet movie. But the vibe and tone of the movie absolutely give Muppet vibes, like Great Muppet Caper. Have you ever seen the Great Muppet Caper?
The Great Muppet Caper I've seen, yes.
What about you, Sergio?
Nope.
But yeah, you could say that this movie is similar to the Muppet humor.
Yeah,
I'll agree.
Seeing from that point of view, it makes me like it even more now. Do you guys have any thoughts about the movie?
I mean, we finished.
I feel like I do have thoughts, but they're nothing different from what you guys' thoughts would be. Like, I just love the classic Bugs and Daffy dynamic. I thought that was really fun to watch. I really liked that. And I really liked how you see the other Looney Tunes along the way of the movie. Like when they get to, what was it called? Area 52. And then you see Marvin the Martian and the chairman calls him. He's like, destroy them. And I thought it was really funny, but I also thought it was strange because he had his gun the whole time. So he could have left the whole time. So that made me think, that was this their plan all along? Did they know they were going to come here? Or was he just prepared?
He's a sleeper agent.
He's a sleeper agent.
I don't really have much to say about this movie. I just really enjoyed it. I just want to give props to it because no one talks about this movie. It's like the black sheep of the movie, of the Looney Tunes movies.
I'm not sure about Black Sheep, but it is like really old. Isn't it like 17 years old?
Yeah, but Looney Tunes Space Jam's like 1994. No one mentions this movie.
Yeah, no one mentions Space Jam anymore either.
Yes, they do.
Like who?
What do you mean, who? Sir, do you want me to name everyone that mentions Space Jam?
Well, when's the last time?
I feel like Space Jam is more talked about than this movie.
Yes, that's what I'm trying to say.
Well, I haven't. It's just because I haven't heard anyone talk about it.
Exact. Space Jam is a lot more popular than Back in Action.
I was talking about Space Jam.
I am talking about Space
Bruh.
Jam.
Yes, I was saying that I have not heard anyone talk about it recently.
Oh my God. They talk about it more when they had a sequel come out. It's the fact that they have a sequel, first of all, means that people talked about it more as popular. One of the highest, it was like a huge movie when it came out. Great soundtrack, great movie, great writing, great animation. Had everything work in his favor. Had a video game for it. Had merch, everything.
They had a video game?
Yes, on the PS1.
Did it fail?
No, it's a huge hit for Warner Brothers.
Okay.
They were hoping the same thing would happen with this movie, but it didn't. I'm just saying, man, Space Jam is really popular.
Yeah, I know we did a review on it. I'm just saying, like, I never heard anyone talk about it recently.
Well, they do. Just bring up Space Jam and people start talking.
Exactly.
And let's go to our ratings. Lola, you go.
I would rate this movie a 4 out of 5. I really enjoyed watching it. I liked it a lot. Seeing all the Looney Tune characters as they went along the movie was really cool, especially like Yosemite Sam's whole bit in Vegas. That was funny.
All right. What about you, Sergio?
Me?
Yeah.
Yes.
I would give this a. I think I would give this a 5 out of 5. I really did enjoy this movie.
5 out of 5?
That's awesome.
Wow. That's awesome, man. Dude, you know what? Should I do it? Mustn't I?
No.
I'm giving it a 5 out of 5. Screw it.
I knew you'd do it.
Awesome.
I just had so much fun with this movie. And like the music in it too. I think the music is more recognizable in this movie than other ones. But maybe then again, that's my nostalgia.
Nostalgia.
Yeah, nostalgia. And the score is cool too. And also maybe because the fact that I went to Vegas and went downtown where they shot the scene. And I was like, wow, I'm in Looney Tunes.
So if for you to give a movie a 5 out of 5, like an live action movie, you gotta go to the place where it was filmed.
No, I don't. Oh my God. That's
what?
What are you talking about? No, I'm just saying that's a random fact of
mine. What are you talking about now?
He just
you said that you liked it. So
I liked it.
For like a 5 out of 5 movie, you would like to go see the set.
I was just saying that another note. I just said I went to where they shot the scene in downtown Vegas.
Was it still all these lights or did they change it?
I mean, they always change it, but the lights overhead in that little area and where by the Golden Nugget, that's all there still. Me and Lola went there last year. You could back me up for it, right, Lola?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, that's all still there. But anyway, I think we can call it an episode. That's all, folks. I'm Sergio. Wait, no, I'm Chance.
I'm someone else.
And I'm the best. Thank you and good night.
Who are you, someone else?
Who's else?
You.
You?
Oh my God, Sergio, I swear
because you said you're someone else.
Oh. Who?
Who are you?
Who are you? I am. Who are you? I am.
Sergio, if you don't say your name, I'm gonna fucking kill you.
Well, now I'm not even sure if I should say my name.
I honestly
just
don't know.
Restart the bit. Say I'm.
I don't know why I went that dark. I am so sorry. I don't know why I went that dark. I am honestly really sorry. I don't know where that came from.
I mean, it makes sense.
All right. Take it from the top, Chance.
Yeah, Chance.
I'm Chance.
Oh my God.
I'm Chance.
I'm Sergio.
And I'm the best. Good night.
Have a cinematic day.
We rapping now? We rapping?
I slammed my penis in the car door.
Welcome to Brick Wall Cinema. I'm your host, Chance, and today we got Sergio, Lola, and a new guest today, Kyrie. Say hi, everyone.
Yo.
Hello.
All right. So today we're talking about Space Jam: A New Legacy in honor of the day the Earth blew up, just going in theaters today, or not today. Sometime, man, it just happened. Either way, the movie just came out. Before we get into it, I want to give a little background on this movie because, you might be wondering why it took so long to make a Space Jam 2.
Because no one was asking for it?
No.
Because it didn't need to happen. Because it didn't need to happen.
You know,
it was unnecessary.
He may be a little right there. He may be a little right there. I'm not going to lie to you.
No, it's basically because, first of all, they're going to do it for every sport. They're going to have one for a skate jam.
What?
With Tony Hawk.
What? That's stupid.
Yeah, they're going to.
Okay, honestly, the skate jam may have been crazy. Like, during the time Tony Hawk was in his height, that could have been crazy.
That could have been crazy, but it didn't happen. It's been too long. It didn't happen.
Do you think they worked on that actually, or did they scrap it as soon as they started thinking about it?
They scrapped it. Then they also
that's they lost money on that one.
Then they were gonna do Spy Jam with Jackie Chan.
Nah, that would have flopped.
That was like the Looney Tunes back in action all over again.
I don't think it would have done that well. But
yeah,
what
like Jackie Chan is awesome, but I
Yeah,
don't
he's
think he
awesome.
has the IP to pull, like that many people.
Actually, you'd be surprised how much of the pull he has because he is one of the he is like one of the he's like one of the more successful actors right now.
No, he
Which
is.
I
Like,
think
I'm never saying that. Like, I love Jackie Chan. Like, spot. Like, what's that one movie that he has? Like, when he's a spy and he's like a secret agent under a family. I love that movie.
The Spy Next
But-
Door.
That's a great movie.
Yes.
That movie
Yes.
But
sucks.
literally, I just don't think if somebody was like,
What?
guys, we're making
Pause. You
Space
don't
Jam
like that movie,
with
Jim?
Jackie
No.
Chan, and I'm like,
What is wrong with you?
What's nothing wrong
You
with
know
me?
what?
I'm tired.
Get
Of, that's part of the movie. I'm tired of that genre. I'm tired of the grown man taking care of
You
kids
don't
because
like
they can't
spy
work.
movies?
No, that is not it. I love spy movies. I'm
Okay,
saying
what
that
you
the movie where a grown man has to take care of kids and he's very incapable of doing it because he's not a woman type movies.
yeah, that is true. That is like one of the most reoccurring,
Playing with
Mm.
Fire, Mr.
especially
Nanny,
during the 2000s.
Suburban
The
Commando,
2000s like the heyday for that.
Spy Next Door. I can go all day.
The 2000s was the heyday.
You're right. You're
The
right. Chan.
Pacifier,
If guys want to be house husbands, they can.
Mr. Mom,
Exactly. Who's gonna stop me?
Exactly. I
I
support.
think I personally, I wouldn't mind sleeping.
Spy Kids. Wait, what?
I wouldn't mind,
I mean, I think right now, I think back then it was just a power fantasy because the fact is that the United States is one of the few countries that doesn't allow maternal leave.
That is true.
Yeah. But anyway,
mean-
the movie never happened with Spy Jam because Jackie Chan turned down the offer. So then it developed into Looney Tunes Back in Action.
Oh, that movie?
Yeah.
Bro, okay. They should have just left that alone, I'm not gonna lie.
Because if you see the comparisons, like I'm guessing Jackie Chan was gonna play Brendan Fraser's role because he's a stuntman.
Jackie Chan would have been a lot better. I'm not gonna lie.
To be honest, yeah, Jackie Chan has done a lot of stuff like that, so it would make sense.
Yeah.
And
but-
Jackie Chan just has a certain aura when he's on the screen that other people just don't have, honestly. Like he has a certain type of humor that's not really it's not really the same without him.
And they were gonna originally have Michael Jordan come back for another for another movie with the new alien called Berserko or The Berserko. But then
What?
Then what happened with that? What happened with that?
he didn't want to do it.
Oh.
I'm not gonna lie. He saw the shit. He saw that and he was like, "This is shitty. I can't." Berserk-
I can't be a part of this.
Yeah, like the Jackie Chan, the Tony Hawk idea would have been great. I don't know why they turned that down. Jackie Chan, Berserko, I don't think many people would have gone to watch that, honestly.
I'm thinking that Michael Jordan had a rough time on the first movie because, to be honest, it's his first role and it's practically him by himself on a green screen, apart from like three other people.
I can't lie, Space Jam is a classic. Even though the acting is not that well, nostalgia carries it, and that's what it has going for it. It literally has the nostalgia that is just carried behind, So like, there's not really much you can do about it.
I would say that's a time capsule for the 90s. That movie.
Facts. I agree. I 100% agree, actually.
And
actually, now that we bring it up, that actually reminds me, Space Jam, the original, it kind of reminds me of Wish, where like if you take away all the nostalgia from it, it's basically just kind of like a mediocre movie.
I like Wish.
Wait, you like Wish?
Are you being serious? Are you for real? I'm about.
Wait, don't get mad at him. It's his opinion.
Yeah, it's my opinion. What are you?
I
can have
if
opinions?
he's for real. I can't ask questions.
You can ask questions,
No.
but you can't get mad at him.
I do like Space Jam.
No, you don't like Wish. How dare you?
I just want to know if he was being serious.
You're serious, right?
Which one are you talking to?
Yeah,
me?
It's one
No,
of those
we're
movies-
asking Kyrie because Kyrie just said he likes Wish.
Oh, okay.
It's one of those movies that like I'd watch with somebody else. Like
And we're
there's
talking about Wish as in the recent Disney movie Wish, right?
yes.
And you like that movie. That movie. You enjoy
No,
watching.
I'm not
People
saying it
can
was the
like
greatest
movies.
movie ever. I'm not saying it's the greatest movie ever. I'm saying if my little cousin was like, I want to watch Wish, I'd sit down and watch it with him. That's what I'm saying.
Wait, so do you like it or not?
I gave you the answer. What do you mean?
I don't know.
I said what I said.
He said it was an
I
alright
said
movie that
what
he'll
I
watch
said.
again.
Okay.
Yeah.
You don't like black women?
What?
That's
Who are you asking this to? Who are you
That's
asking?
why I'm Lola. Like,
Kyrie Kamal Davis.
you know what I'm
don't
hearing here?
jump through
It's kind of
this computer.
crazy.
Wait, but
It's kind
she's
of
black.
crazy, like
Kyrie, most of the people who are here are
I
black
support my
besides
people,
Sergio.
so like, I'm gonna support my people regardless. So like
Yeah,
it's
that's
it's
very
kind of it's like I'm just feeling some things here. I'm not gonna lie.
Kyrie, we've had this talk before. You aren't half
You
woman.
did?
Yes. Do you never
No.
Oh.
Essentially, what had happened was he was saying, Lola, me personally, I am an advocate for women's rights. And then I asked him, okay,
I
if
said
you're
I'm a
not
feminist.
for
I said I'm
women's
a feminist.
rights,
I didn't say I was an
okay,
advocate for women's rights.
okay,
I'm
if
a
you're a feminist,
Wait, so you wait.
what do you support? What feminist views do you support? And then he said,
all of them.
I support all of them.
All of them.
And I said, you're not half woman.
Bro,
How
I am though.
No, you aren't. You
This
aren't
is
half
X, Y chromosomes. How many times I have to say it's X and a Y? There's an X and a Y. So you're discounting my X right now? I feel discredited.
You
I
are
genuinely
not
feel
half
discredited.
woman.
Okay, you say that, but when I was in a womb, what were we saying then?
I'm
What are we
But
saying
you
then?
weren't a woman
It's
in the
all
womb.
in
You were a
me.
child.
Exactly.
And you were born a man and you chose to stay a man. Unless you're saying that you're transgender, but that's not what you're saying. You're saying
I
you're
never
half
said
woman.
that. I never said that. All I'm saying is I see two chromosomes. I see two different letters. That's all I'm saying. I'm just saying what I see.
Dude,
And
no,
making a
you might
conclusion
want to
based
stop.
upon that.
Dude, we might get so much. We might get canceled for saying this. I see two.
I mean, Kyrie, but I don't know.
I see two X and a Y. I see an X and a Y, like not two gender. Like, come on.
Okay.
You gotta be specific about that, man. Because right now there's a whole bunch of stuff going on about
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
Hold on. That's not what I meant. That's
I know,
not what I meant.
I know.
That's not what I meant. I said I saw an X and a Y chromosome. That's what I meant to clarify.
You coming from X and a Y chromosome doesn't make you half woman.
Prove it.
Imagine having someone click on a Space Jam 2 review and hearing people talk about genders and XY chromosomes.
Yeah, let's get back to Space Jam. Let's get back to LeBron James.
Okay, so let's go into our first impressions watching it. Since we've all seen it at least once before, except Lola, because she said she never saw it, and Sergio said he never saw it. So I guess me, Kyrie, have you seen it before?
Yeah, the first one?
The second one.
Yeah, I watched it.
You seen it before?
He's saying, did you watch it before you
No.
joined?
No.
I guess I'm the only one that saw it then. Okay, so
Yeah, you're the weirdo. Sorry, babe.
no.
Continue.
Okay, so let's just go into our thoughts on the movie. Who wants to go first?
I say Sergio goes first.
Okay.
Me too. I agree.
All right. This movie was cool, but confusing.
I
In what way?
understand. I think we might be going on the same idea on this, but go ahead, explain.
So anyway, just to bounce off what Kyrie is saying, like there's a bunch of stuff happening in here, and there's different terms like AG rhythm. When I first heard of that, when he first referred to himself like that, I thought it was like, is this supposed to be? That sounds like a name for a rapper. I got so confused.
It means
And then,
algorithm.
Yeah, and he's an algorithm, and I'm like, he seems more like an AI rather than an algorithm.
True.
Well, an algorithm is AI. AI is an
No.
algorithm.
An algorithm is
No, they're not.
It's a system.
I
An
thought-
AI
Yeah, algorithm is machine learning.
I guess. Wait, no.
Oh,
It's more machine learning than an AI is machine learning. Sorry,
Yeah.
But you need an algorithm for the
so
AI.
they are the same thing or they're not?
not necessarily.
Okay.
Yeah, and then it focuses on LeBron James. I look at LeBron James, even now he is still a really big icon, but then it got me confused on why it is that he's so obsessed with trying to get LeBron James in these movies. And then it goes on to, I'm gonna fast forward a bit to when LeBron James is going into the pitch, and they're showing him all the stuff they can do with the new algorithm. And I'm like, okay, he has the right idea by saying this is just like a publicity stunt to try and get people interested in the like just basically like AI stuff where they just
It's like HBO Max.
Yes, basically where they basically just get a celebrity's name on stuff and put them in certain things and just rehash everything they've done that people like and just put a celebrity's name on it.
But I'm still confused by that. Why exactly did it want LeBron James? And why? And was it only going to be LeBron James in these movies as LeBron, or as the characters in the movies or shows?
Oh no! They're gonna have him as LeBron because they never really kept saying like LeBron like the LeBron of Thrones.
That doesn't make any sense though.
Jurassic LeBron. That's what I mean. It just sounds like a bunch of AI shit.
You can say Batman versus LeBron. That makes sense if it's a person, but Game of Thrones replacing Game with LeBron, that doesn't make sense. LeBron of Thrones. What throne? LeBron's Thrones?
What are they like? It was mostly just Warner Brother like cameos for like their properties. What else do you think they could have done like to like pitch with LeBron? Because that's kind of funny. Like just having LeBron stuff.
They could put LeBron in the Iron Giant.
Oh yeah, my adventures with the LeBron.
Superman. You mean Superman?
Huh?
The Iron LeBron.
But to be honest, that's not too far off what things are going right now with certain movie industries where they try to bank off of like big celebrities and stuff like that. And he even says himself, like what people already know with when like athletes try to get into like these movies and acting careers, that it just doesn't always work because they're not professional actors like some of the other big names in the industry. They are athletes and they are not trained for this. Like they could be good for it. Like some athletes do get acting careers, but they're not really like they don't really have the skill set for it to just do it right off the bat.
Yeah, I get you. We'll get back into that later, but let's go to Lola's opinion. What do you think about this movie, Lola?
When you first told me that I should watch it, I was reluctant to watch it because I was like, this came out way too late. Why does this exist?
So the Top Gun.
And then also because of the first image I ever saw this movie was like the CGI Looney Tunes, and I hated that so much. I was like, this looks cursed. I never want to watch this ever. But after watching it, I realized it's not as bad as it could have been. I still don't like how they do the CGI Looney Tunes, but it could have been a lot worse. It is an okay sequel.
I get that. Like I said before, it just feels like something like basically the whole movie is basically just a representation of this entire pitch of the scene where AG Rhythm. I'm just gonna call him that because it just sounds funny. Algae Rhythm, where he just basically is just pitching this entire idea of this movie to LeBron, and LeBron's just the reaction of most of the people who've seen this kind of stuff before, where it just does not work.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was really I 100% agree with that sentiment. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
All right.
I did like that scene of Algae Rhythm trying to convince LeBron of the movie. He looked really cool. How he looked in that scene reminded me of Soul. Like,
oh yeah.
Pretty cool.
But Kyrie, go.
Okay. I have a few takes on this movie, I'm not gonna lie.
And
oh no.
First thing that my brain said while watching the movie was, I'm not gonna lie, I can't not notice things when I watch movies. The first thing I noticed was when they had the machine that threw the ball out when they said ball. To me, I was like, yo, like what? I don't know why that got to me, but that part was the first thing that got to me, honestly. I'm not gonna lie. But that part wasn't really that much. The part that's when it got funny to me was when probably I agree with all of them. The Algae Rhythm part, bro. The freaking Algae Rhythm part. Because when I was looking at, what was his name? Dom? When Dom was creating his game. And that's one of the things I really don't like, when like you can tell an older audience made the movie for a younger audience because they have no idea how games work at all.
Yes!
Like they literally had the freaking Game Boy and it was like, okay, we're gonna use this. And I was like, so I'm not gonna lie, when I first saw him take the Game Boy for a minute, I thought to myself, why did he throw away the Game Boy? It wasn't his.
Oh yeah, that's right.
It wasn't his. It wasn't his Game Boy.
I think he gave it to him.
It was his friend's Game Boy.
No.
So he just threw away his friend's Game Boy.
No, it was his friend's. His friend gave it to him.
Yeah.
His friend actually gave it to him. Okay, I thought he was just letting him hold it for that game.
No, his friend gave it to him because his dad bought him the new
did he
one.
just throw away the Game Boy that's his friend's? Okay,
Even back then, weren't those things like really expensive?
They were. That's why when he threw it away, I was like, yo.
Because they're old now. It's like in the late 90s, so their new consoles already came out, so he didn't need an old one.
No,
so
the color came out.
They're saying the Game Boy's expensive.
The Game Boy's old by that point.
No, I'm just saying, because remember he had the Game Boy Color. So that was the only difference. He had the Game Boy, but he didn't have the Game Boy Color. So the Game Boy's still expensive though.
Not as.
No, yes, it's the same thing as like having a PS5, but you still have the PS4 console. It's so expensive. It's just not as worth as much as the new one.
I guess.
That's true. But like, it was like, look at the scene for Dom, like when he was making the game, bro. Like, What is that?
I know. He's like,
What is that?
he has some Iron Man
What was he
technology.
doing?
He has some
And
Tony's.
this is the first thing that my brain told me. Like literally, when he was putting the whole like, I thought like, remember how at the very end of the movie, all the people got sucked in from from their phones.
Yeah.
But the whole reason he was able to scan things in was from the camera thing on his phone. So how the heck are they getting scanned in?
Okay, they
How the
explained
heck
that.
are they getting scanned in? It doesn't make sense to me.
They explained
And
that
then-
they had
They did.
Algae give the phone to the walking AirPod or earbud that floats around. I forgot his
Walking
name.
AirPod.
Yeah, but like,
And he's like, hey, copy this algorithm or take
Technology.
technology so they can scan.
yeah,
everywhere.
but like, it's still external. You can't you can't download the software of a different technology. It's like me downloading the software that's on a laptop to a phone. It just won't work. And like the whole point of the the camera on there is like meant to scan. The iPhone is not meant to scan. So that whole time I was like, how the heck? I was like, how the heck does that work?
Don't
and then-
question it.
You know,
He is gonna question it though. He's literally
now that I look
like
at
a
this,
tech major. He's in computer.
And then
science.
And then, okay. And then I can't lie. Okay. First gripe, LeBron's acting. LeBron's acting, bro.
Okay,
It was good. I know LeBron tried his best, but I'm sorry. His best was not good enough this time. Like, bro, he literally like the part that first got me was when he was like falling down. And maybe it's just because LeBron James' voice is too deep. But like he was like, oh, I was like,
oh, yeah,
I
I'll
was
be
like,
admit.
bro, you are not falling down. It was like,
He honestly,
like, bro,
his acting.
you are not falling down right now. But like that whole part, I was like, oh my god, LeBron, what are you doing? And then like honestly, for the whole like lead up to the movie, in my opinion, the reason this movie wasn't bad because of the concept. The concept wasn't wrong. Like LeBron James' acting could have been bad, and this movie could have been successful. I just think it was kind of boring and plain, and the only thing that carried it was his IP. Because remember that before the final battle, before the final basketball game, the entire point was just getting the other Looney Tunes characters, and it was just montages.
Yeah,
The only character that had
that's what it did in the first
decent
movie.
screen time was Lola Bunny and Daffy Duck. And guarantee, like I'm saying, they are the biggest IPs next to Bugs Bunny. But still, like, come on, bro. Like it was like a montage. It was kind of too fast for me to even feel connected to these characters. More like it felt like in the other movie, I felt emotionally connected to the Loonies, you know. But this movie, I didn't, because it was like it's like I guess they assumed you're already supposed to be connected to them because of the last movie. But bro, it's been like 20 years, you know.
Yeah,
Like we need to reconnect to the characters. And they also added some, you know, like some new tunes. Like, and like I was like, okay, that's cool. But like they didn't really give them really time to shine, in my opinion, like that much time to shine. They all had their own uniqueness, but it wasn't really like too crazy. It wasn't anything we hadn't really seen. It wasn't really like a new artistic vision, in my opinion. It was kind of like a bland corporate vision. And I felt like the original movie had like creativity, you know? And so, like, another thing, I'm not gonna lie, bro. Now that we're in the final, like, I'm seeing it, I'm not gonna lie. They probably should have gotten Dame to be the actor, bro, because he was better at acting than freaking LeBron, bro. His acting as the what you call it, the Chrono dude, that was honestly my favorite part of the movie. I'm not even gonna lie to you.
oh yeah,
But-
the Quicksilver scene.
Yeah, the Quicksilver scene, and literally like you, even with the voice acting, like people that were his was honestly, to me, it was the best one. It was genuinely the best one. I know Dame isn't as big enough, is not as big of an IP as LeBron James, but that's what I thought. And also, like, okay, another thing that got me. Okay, I have to disagree with you, Lola. I like the CGI. The CGI looked good.
Yes,
I thought
thank you. You're on my
Okay.
side on it. Thank
I thought they
you.
looked nice. I
What?
thought they
Don't
looked nice.
thank him.
Yeah, no, I'm dapping you up. I'm dapping you up virtually. Virtual dap up.
What? You can't virtually dap someone up? That doesn't
Easy.
work.
Okay.
No. You know what? I'm tired of y'all. I'm tired of both of y'all because
But yeah, I
the
like the CGI.
CGI
But bro,
wasn't that
you know
great.
what was a
It was
crazy?
clean.
No,
It was
no, but
clean.
You know,
Get
it was
out.
clean.
Get
It was
out.
clean.
They
You're
look
wrong. You're wrong. You're genuinely wrong.
ridiculous.
It was good.
I didn't like it.
It was
You
good.
know what? You were
You
talking to
can't
me and
even
Kyrie
say it
earlier.
because you know
and
it's
you-
wrong.
No, let me
You
finish
know
my
it's a lie.
No. You were talking to me and Kyrie earlier, and you were like, support Kyrie's opinion. How about you support my opinion? Now that I'm saying that I didn't like the CGI, now you're like,
I'm telling you my
Kyrie.
opinion.
You know
This
what?
is my thoughts.
Exactly. I mean, you can't. You're telling me he can have his own thoughts and opinions?
What? That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying if Kyrie is allowed to have his opinion, I should be allowed to have mine.
You
With the
could.
fact that I don't like the CGI.
You could. You
That's
should.
See, I'm starting to feel that you're being a tyrant right now, Lola. You know, like let us have our opinions. Let us be our own people. You know. But okay, another thing though, LeBron. This didn't make sense to me. Why didn't LeBron have Toon Force? He was a Toon. Like, I know he was a person, but he literally became a Toon and got turned CGI, like realistic CGI, and all the other characters were able to do Looney stuff. Why wasn't he?
Okay,
He should have
so
been able to.
I think I know why. We in our world, like we're watching it, that's CGI. But I think in that universe, they're supposed to be real. When they turn real, like how they do with the Smurfs.
But they were still able to do Looney things, like when Tweety Bird had just summoned the fucking. Sorry,
I get
summoned
what
the
you're
train.
saying, but technically, even though he went to Toon World, so he's kind of a Toon, he's not like a Looney Toon.
But then again, also this is not in part of the Space Jam universe. This movie is not at all.
It's not.
No, because remember in the beginning when it shows Warner 3000, it shows the first poster to come down when he's explaining the movies is Space Jam. So the movie exists in this universe. That's why they reference saying Bugs Bunny is saying you'll meet you'll meet a cartoon rabbit to help you, a famous basketball player in a basketball game. Sounds familiar. It's an in-joke for us, but not in that world.
Oh, so I thought it was just like a reference. So it was a fourth wall break too.
Yeah. So in this world, they actually are in a space, so that counts as for one thing. They're in cyberspace, so they can call it Space Jam, and I guess this is their way of saying they're real at that point.
I thought they were gonna be realistic. Like I thought they were gonna be like when Algorithm did turn them CGI, I thought they were becoming realistic, but they still had their Toon powers. So I was like, oh wait, so
Yeah, so I don't think if you go into Toonland, it's the same thing as the first movie where you get to do Toon powers. It's not the same. Like even with him, he turned to a ball, but that wasn't his choice. Yeah.
But I have one last thing to say. This is my last gripe. The Goon Squad. That was
age well at all.
a crazy oversight in the movie. And the entire time, by the end of the movie, I just kept laughing.
For those,
I just saw the Goon Squad in bright big words. The Goon Squad. And I was just like,
Kyrie, we'd like to explain to our audience what gooning means because people might not know.
gooning?
What? I think everybody knows what that means by this point.
Gooning is what you do when you're goon. When you're having a gooning time. When you're having a goon-tastic
That's not
time.
Kyrie.
You explained it. It's your podcast.
It's what you do when you're having a goon-tastic time, you know?
Okay.
Do you want me to get like the dictionary definition for it?
Yes.
No, we should not be explaining this.
No.
Exactly.
They would know what it is. This is like the biggest era of the
I
internet.
don't know what gooning is.
I do.
Yes, you do. Don't lie. You guys all know what it is. Y'all probably do it.
I'm looking up a Gerber dictionary.
What do you mean?
Wait, hang on. I
You're
got
accusing me now.
Guys, hang on. I got it right here.
Well, you guys aren't defending yourself.
I don't goon, I joke. There's two different things. I'm not like
Pause? Nah, pause. You wanna explain to the class what
2
you're
years
saying?
strong.
Hang on.
2 years strong, bro.
I'll explain it for him right here. Gooning may be simply defined as a state usually achieved after a prolonged edging session.
Oh my God, Sergio.
Is this right here in the dictionary?
Right, where?
Never
What dictionary?
mind.
He means the edge of the corner.
Sergio say
guys.
edgy.
By edging, he means the edge of a corner. You know?
No, he does not.
Becoming completely self-absorbed with your. Oh, never mind. I'm not gonna talk about that.
Oh, now you stop.
Okay.
Now you stop.
Just know.
Yo, keep
just
going,
know-
Sergio. Keep going.
The entire movie, I kept saying to myself, "Don't let me goon on you." The entire time, I kept seeing the Goon Squad. And
Yeah.
another thing is like, why did Algae Rhythm put all his chips in a
Algae
child of the person he's trying to beat, and then just become the strongest person who could cheat in the game? Why didn't he just do it why didn't he just auto win? Like he could have just auto won. He has cheats.
That is true, but I think it's just because plot.
That is true.
Because plot.
But I feel like the plot should be good enough where I don't think about that. It should explain itself.
Okay, this is
Sorry, Dr. Logic.
The company's like trying to recapture the magic of what their original one. It's a remake, basically. You're not gonna get the same thing.
I know but I'm not gonna lie. The magic was not captured to me because the creativity here was just not there. You could tell it was a corporate thing.
There are some things I liked in it.
We're gonna make billions. So we already know it's LeBron James, it's Looney Tunes. People are going to watch it.
You know what? I'm gonna say my 10 cents on this movie. I didn't get to mention what I thought about this.
What did you think?
Okay, I like this movie.
You have created you committed a movie sin.
I'm not done yet. Let me explain.
Oh no, cinema sins again?
No, look. So I know this movie has a lot of flaws in it, but I am a sucker for Looney Tunes. I don't care if it's good or bad Looney Tunes stuff. I still love it. I still indulge in it. Even if it's overshadowed by Ready Player One trying to sneak its way into my Looney Tunes movie, I still really, really like this movie. It's funny. I think some things are really funny. Like Algae Rhythm, he's having a fun time. Like the actor, he clearly having a lot of fun on set.
I agree.
Yeah.
He was the best actor on screen too. I'm not gonna lie. And he was every time he was on screen, I enjoyed it.
Really?
Even though his name was stupid.
A top class actor is having a really good time acting. Really good act.
Shut up. You know what we mean. It's because first of all, it's not he's practically by himself for a lot of the movie because he's just by himself or with one other kid. But when he's by himself with what's his name? What's the Pete? Like the sidekick for him.
Yeah. By the way, how come Pete doesn't get a creative name? His name's Algae Rhythm, but they couldn't think of anything for his friend or whatever that thing is.
No one cares about Pete.
Yeah,
but it's kind of mean. He's a cute little guy. He could have had a cuter name.
That's the whole point. He's just
such an old man name, and he's like this cute little guy. But his name's Pete.
But with this movie, there are bad things in it, but I overshadow it with my enjoyment of the movie. Like even
what you're saying is you don't have high standards.
So I have a question, Chance. So you're telling me if Dom's game was in real life, you'd play it?
No, I don't even play 2K. I want to play a fake basketball game. I don't even play basketball games. But
it wasn't even a basketball game. His rules had no rules.
Okay, so I also want to say that I think this one has a better story than the first one. A much better story. Oh, you don't believe me? You don't agree?
What?
You scoffing? Is that a scoff I hear?
What do you mean?
Okay, hear me out.
All scoffing.
In the first movie with Michael Jordan, Looney Tunes say, "Hey, we need your help." He's like, "Okay, let's play some ball." That's it. That's all the convincing he needs. In this one, Looney Tunes, like Bugs Bunny is all by himself in Toontown because everyone dished him, and LeBron has his son kidnapped by a computer, so they all have to team together to play a basketball game, which makes more sense. It gives more of a reason for both of them to play and join each other, and why it gives a reason why LeBron's so serious most of the movie.
Nah, Michael Jordan's just nice like that.
Michael Jordan didn't give a shit. He was just oh my god.
Wow. You don't think Michael Jordan's nice?
F them kids.
No, look, I'm not saying Michael Jordan's not nice. I'm saying that he's just there. Like he's just not doing anything to help. Like,
he just exists?
Yes, exactly. He's there to help them. That's it. But with this one, it's honestly pretty refreshing to see LeBron James in a negative light, sort of, by being a dad that doesn't listen to his son and always putting in work, putting time. You gotta make
now that you say that, I'm thinking about it. I like the goons from the other movie more. They had more personality.
I disagree. I think this one had more personality.
What do you mean? The Monstars had what do you mean they didn't have personalities? When they sucked the energy out of the other basketball players and became big and were just annoying, that was the best. That was the coolest part of the movie. And then they got their power sucked out, they sucked out of them, and then literally they were getting bullied again. That was the best part. What do you mean?
Okay, I do like the part where the players were trying to act like their power was taken away from them by being on a disabled list. Not my words. In the movie, they said they're on a disabled list. They say that in the movie.
Oh, in the first movie. Yeah,
yes.
you say that.
But in this one, I think the characters have more personality in this one. Well, first of all, because they're all
besides the goon.
no, the Goon Squad had more personality in this one because
I don't think so, but
Yeah.
it didn't bother me because I felt like they weren't supposed to have a lot of personality. I mean, essentially, they're characters from his video game. I know
Yeah.
they're based off of real life basketball players, but they're characters in the video game.
and I think that helps
So-
too.
I'm not gonna lie, like the goons, the gooners. I'm just gonna call them the gooners. The
That's
gooners did
crazy.
not have any personality at all.
I disagree.
Like, what do you mean? Like, okay,
you
bro,
you just mentioned Dame. You just mentioned Dame.
I just want to let you
Bro,
know
because-
you can
because the
disagree,
scene was
but you can still
cool.
be wrong.
Dame
You can
had
still be
no
wrong.
talk. Like, he barely spoke. All the Monstars barely spoke, and they barely showed their personality. They were just bad. What were they called? The monster. What were they
the
called?
Monstars are
The Monstars actually had like they were buttholes. Like throughout the entire movie, you could tell they were buttholes.
well, name one memorable thing that they done with the Monstars in the first movie besides become big.
They literally like they basically stole the powers of the basketball
Yeah,
players.
besides that, we
became
already
big
discussed
and were-
that.
But I'm
Anything
trying
else
to
that they've
say
done that's
shows
impactful.
that's saying without saying. That's writing without right.
They
that's
showed
writing
you
without
that.
saying. That's right. You're giving personality traits to these Monstars, and you can tell how they are without with just action itself.
Same
But
for
when
these
you're
ones.
looking at they were just evil because
Same for Space Jam 2 with the Goon Squad. You can tell exactly.
no, the other ones weren't just evil because these people were just evil. They were literally just NPC villains.
What do you mean
Like
NPC
I remember the
villains?
Monstars. I don't remember they did I don't remember the Monstars at all.
You don't remember the Brow, Wet Fire, Arachnid, the Snake one?
No.
I mean,
who's remember the
They
Gooners,
are all
bro?
NPCs.
Who's remembering the
They're literally
Gooners, man?
video game NPC. They don't have personality at all.
Exactly.
Well, yeah,
Exactly.
but still, I think that I prefer
But
the villains in
you-
Space Jam 2 more. Like I said in my Space Jam review, I said that I think that the Monstars should have had more personality, like in the second movie, because in the second one, yes, I like the idea of them taking the powers from someone, but they're adapting it into this one in Space Jam 2 because instead of just taking the power and just becoming Monstars in
Chance,
Space Jam 2,
you know what I'm starting to hear now?
what?
I think you just want the other opinion. Like
No, I'm dead serious. I genuinely like this idea more than the first one.
come you're telling me the Gooners are more memorable in your brain than the Monstars.
Name one name one of the Monstars. Name one of them.
I don't have to.
Exactly.
I remember them. Though.
Try.
I don't remember I did not remember. I
Wait.
can tell you a day later, I did not remember
Wait.
the Arachnid.
Question.
If somebody
I
was like,
remember
"Yo,
the
who's the character?
Monstars,
Who wears
did
this
they
character
actually
from?"
have
I'd be like,
names?
"Huh?"
No, they didn't
I
have
don't remember
names.
them
Yes, they
having
guys-
did.
I don't think they did have names. They did. I don't. Yeah.
Guys, stop! You guys are arguing too much. This is what we talked about in the other review for the original one for Space Jam. The Monstars do not have names.
Yes, they do.
Yeah, they don't have.
Yes,
I'm
they
looking this
fucking
up. I'm
do.
looking this up.
You're talking about the science names. They do not have actual names that you call them.
No,
as
I'm
characters.
not. Okay, look. No, don't look it up. Don't look it up. I'm gonna ask you this question right here. No, I'm gonna do a test on you. So look, I'm gonna
Okay.
get a picture up.
No, but did they
No.
say the names in the
Do
movie?
it. Do
I
it.
don't
Do
know.
Yes,
it. Do
okay,
it.
look.
Watch this.
Look at this.
I'm gonna ace this.
So I put the picture up with all the Monstars. I got the names
right.
right here. Tell me.
Okay. First
Which-
one, the purple one, blue, the tall blue one, the short one, the big one, the green one.
Wait, I thought the green one was the big one.
No, the tall one is the blue one.
No, the green one is the big one.
I thought
No.
the tall one. I thought the blue one
What
was
are
the
you
tallest
talking
one.
about?
You ready for the names? Okay, so for the purple one, what's the purple's one's name?
How are you supposed to know? They don't say them.
Okay,
Purple one.
I'll tell you the name and you guess which one's which. Bang.
Wait.
Which one's Bang?
Before
Bang.
Bang.
Bang, Bang would probably be
Zero.
the one who had the gun the most. So the orange one?
No, the green one.
I remember orange.
Pound. Who's
Having that.
Pound?
The purple one.
No, the orange one. Who's Bupkis?
The short one.
No, the purple one. See what I mean? You're proving my point.
Wait.
Bro, you're telling me you remember if somebody was like, "Yo, who's you?" Remember
Okay,
the
but
Arachnid?
we
Yes,
remember who
Arachnid
they
was the spider
are.
one.
Damn too.
Oh, their names.
Arachnid
They
was the
never said
spider
their
one.
names in the-
I would not.
Never said their
Hey.
names in the movie.
Yes,
Hang
they
on, stop,
did.
Stop. Wait, guys, stop.
When
Okay,
then?
stop. Chance, this doesn't prove your point. This just proves our point that we don't know their names because they weren't memorable in any way.
You're telling, yeah, they were memorable
These were
because
the
you're proving my point for me.
Sergio, they were arguing that these ones were the memorable ones because the ones in Space Jam 2 were like NPCs.
I'm saying they were memorable.
We're saying no, I'm saying what Kyrie was saying.
Oh, wait. Okay.
Because I don't agree with you in that retrospect. I feel like these characters, the Monstars in Space Jam, the first one, had a lot more personality than the NPC villains you're saying. The Goon Squad. All they do is goon, apparently. I don't think that's a personality.
Yeah, they do goon.
There's a reason why they're called goons in this one. Why they're called the Goon Squad.
They do goon.
There's a reason why they're called this.
Yeah, they're the henchmen of the evil villain. They're called the goons that they.
That
Okay,
also,
but we already talked about how that didn't age well.
Also because Toon Squad, Goon Squad.
Yeah.
No, still no.
Yeah,
Still
we
no.
just explained
Let's
that.
just call them the Gooners, guys.
Yeah.
Should we go to the quotes then?
Do you have any quotes?
Do I have any quotes from the movie? I'm not gonna lie, the movie wasn't quotable. It was like the references were kind of like old. They were like very dated.
What do you mean?
I didn't like that.
You don't like the scene where Bugs Bunny was doing the hammer dance?
No. I was like, that's kind of corny. I mean, like, maybe if they had to where, like, they made jokes that were, like, in this era and then made a joke for, like, the older audience, too, that would have been cooler to me. But all the jokes they did to, like, our generation was, like, you could tell an old person was writing it. A dab into when this movie came out in 2021 or 2020? Yeah, 2021, right?
Yeah.
A dab in 2021? Are you kidding me?
Well, they acknowledge it being bad.
I think that was the whole point of just him being a dad, you know, like a corny dad.
It's just,
kind of
to me, and even the loons, like the loons references, like I wish they would have had more gags.
Well, they do. They have like the
but like I wish they had more.
Dame
like,
time.
I want when I'm seeing Bugs Bunny, I want to see Max Bugs Bunny. You know, like after he left the loon world, he was just trying to get his friends for real.
Well, yeah.
Like I want to see Max Bugs Bunny. You know, I wanted to see more Daffy. That's a definite thing. I definitely want to see more Daffy.
I like how he was a coach though.
I did like that too.
Yeah,
but it kind of that part also confused me because he was the coach, but then they were asking LeBron James, and they're like, "You're the coach." I'm like, "What?" They're like, "You're supposed to tell us what to do, LeBron." I'm like, "Wait, wasn't Daffy the coach?"
Yeah,
I think it's just more Daphne humor where they try to put him in a like a position of authority, but they just don't acknowledge him at all. Because that's just what he is. He just likes to shout.
Yeah. Well, I wish there was more Daffy. I wish they would have made Lola funnier. Like I guess they were trying to make her like cooler, like because you know, like the original concept of Lola Bunny.
Okay, can we talk about that now? I want to bring that up. Thank you for bringing that up. So Lola brought in from this first Space Jam movie for the first time, and she's not really loony. Her whole thing is she doesn't like to be objectified. That is it. And that she's good at playing basketball. I was kind of bummed out that she didn't do anything funny in this movie or anything loony. She was just taken seriously, like voiced by Zendaya.
Yeah, I thought that was also lame. Like, you can make her, like, in my opinion, I feel like they should have made her, like, equivalent, not like, oh, she's the serious one out of all the loons. Like, what? No. Like, I know, like, I guess this is not in the same universe, but we've all seen the Looney Tunes show, and Lola Bunny in the Looney Tunes show is hilarious.
Yes, we could all agree to that.
Mm-hmm.
So they know how to work with her, and I thought they're gonna build on that characteristic for her now. Like
I feel like they did that because like the objectification of Lola Bunny at the very beginning. Like when Lola Bunny came out, that's like a running joke that like it's every kid's first crush or something. Like
exactly because it was people started gooning when they saw her.
Oh my god!
That was called the Goon Squad, bro.
Oh no! I can't breathe. But yeah. Okay. So what else? What else can we talk about? We talked about the animation. We talked about how good it is. We talked about the.
Let's not say good. How great it was.
Yeah.
Honestly, the animation effects they did for the basketball game, I didn't like it. But everything else, all the CGI for the character, I thought it was pretty good. I thought it was pretty good. Like I like the hair. Like the hair looked good. Like in the realistic world, they actually looked good. They didn't look as out of place in their 2D. Like now I'm looking at Tweety Bird again. Tweety Bird kind of didn't look, right. Like I didn't like, the textures that was for Tweety Bird.
Because they didn't give her
But
hair.
everything else,
I mean, they didn't give him hair.
yeah, everything else is good though.
Tweety Bird doesn't have hair.
Tweety Bird does have hair.
He's a bird.
He does have hair.
Yeah, everyone else has hair physics except Tweety.
They have to, they have to save a couple million for that one. So
yeah. But also I want to talk about the Warner Brothers characters in the background up throughout the game because they got a lot of weird people in the background. Like they got Mr. Freeze.
I saw Space Ghost.
Yeah, Space Ghost, and they also got what's it called? The Mask. They got Mr. Freeze.
They had Beetlejuice in there.
They did.
Yeah, but they also had like some people from A Clockwork
And Pennywise
Orange.
was in there too.
They had a movie they had Pennywise. Don't question why he's in this PG movie, but
it's Warner Brothers.
I mean,
yeah, it's Warner Brothers, but still they have the people from Clockwork Orange in it, and that is also Warner Brothers, but that is a hard R, actually X-rated movie.
Yeah, that's the thing though. These are just cameos. They're not meant to do.
Yeah, they're just cameos. So like, I guess you could just have them in the background because like in this world, like you said, they exist in our world in a sense. So like to us, they are just those movie characters.
I guess, but yeah, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, also, I think it's funny how LeBron, the whole idea of like, don't pay attention to what your kids want. Pay attention to what else they, because they might not want what you want. But he has 2 other kids.
That is true.
They never mentioned them again.
The other one is just, movie. We don't talk about that one.
Otter says, help Dom, help him. He's like, I don't know what to do. He got my son. I just don't know what to do. And the mom's like,
bro, I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna have to give some realistic words to Dom. You're not making it. You're not making it in that coding camp, bro. I'm sorry. Your game is not good. What is that?
Yeah.
What are the rules of your game, bro?
You're trying to do.
And why can they just be broken so easily?
The first thing everyone's gonna say is, "Oh, it's basketball," and they're like, "No, it's not basketball. It's my own version of basketball."
You can have your own version of basketball and it'd be cool, but you could tell an old person had this idea. I'm like, bro, this is not how a game works.
Don't call it Dom Ball. The fuck you doing calling a game after yourself?
Dom Ball. That is wait. He called it that.
Yes, he called it Dom Ball.
Okay,
I mean, it's his game.
Well, yeah, but if you get a
it's not a very creative name, but hey.
I mean, it's not basketball for sure.
Fun fact, since we're looking at this clip, did you guys know, I thought about this while watching the scene. Mm-hmm. While Dame is in Dame time, he's actually moving at a certain percentage of the speed of light because he has, like when you're moving that fast and time is slowed down around you, I forget what it's called, but that he's moving at a certain percentage of the speed of light.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I think it's called time dilation. Time dilation.
Oh, you know what they should have had on the team if they could pick anyone from Warner Brothers? They could have got the Flash.
Yes.
That would have been so cool.
Well, then again, they have Roadrunner, so I guess that counts. I guess.
No, the Roadrunner's not beating the Flash.
Yeah,
the Roadrunner isn't as fast as the Flash, though. I don't think.
Well, yeah, but they have.
Oh, wow, I did not know they had Penguin in the background. Whoa.
They have everyone in the background.
Yeah, Batman.
They were trying to get that money for this movie.
Okay, hold on. We're going to our favorite scenes. Let's go to our favorite scenes. I'll say my favorite scene from the movie was when they had to collect all the Looney Tunes scenes from Warner Bros. Movies.
It was? That was probably my least interested part.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
Because I was just like, this is just a montage. Like, I already can tell what's happening. Like, honestly, I was ready. I was more excited during the final game match, and I was more excited during when they first met Daffy, because I thought every other one was going to be so I thought all of them were going to be like how they met Daffy, how you're going to go into a world, like every Looney Tunes in a different world, and you kind of have to do like a little skit, and you're going to get there. But like, then it just became a montage at a certain point. And it was just like, oh, montage reference, money, and I was like, okay, I don't like that.
I see your point, but I just found it funny how they integrated those characters into the movies. Like Roadrunner and Coyote, of course there'll be a Mad Max. The only one I wasn't sure about was Tasmanian Devil, because that was just coincidence that because Rick and Morty didn't know that they're gonna go look for a team, so they just drop them off at a spaceship that they saw.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm thinking about it right now. Lola Bunny could have done a lot better in Harry Potter.
Really?
Yes.
Explain.
Harry Potter's just like they only did Wonder Woman because it's Wonder Woman and what it represents. But Lola Bunny as a character spiritually is definitely gets Harry Potter. Let's definitely gets Harry Potter. The whimsicalness of Harry Potter, the magicalness, the like just it to me would have been a lot cooler for Harry Potter than like one, because to me Wonder Woman's like it's the obvious answer. Let's not give people the obvious answer. Let's kind of subvert their expectation. Even though this is a kids movie, we can still subvert their expectations.
Well, like how they kind of did with in this one in the Metropolis, where they showed Daphne as trying to be like Superman because this
Exactly.
he's trying to be a glory hound.
But that's also a reference to an old cartoon.
Yes, but that's
What cartoon?
Yes, but
This is
Super
League
Duck.
Unlimited.
well, yes, but that's what I'm saying. That it's
Oh, that
relates
was League Unlimited.
to Daphne's character more because that's how he is. He's Super Duck. Yes, it's a reference to his old cartoon, but that's how he is. He's a glory hound.
Well, yeah. But honestly, I didn't say my favorite scene, man. Damn, you're trying to ruin it for me. I just really like this scene.
Actually, that wasn't just one favorite scene. That was just an entire montage that you just mentioned.
That's my favorite scene. And my favorite scene is a montage.
I can have my opinion, and you can have yours.
Okay, what's your favorite scene?
I thought you guys
I want to hear what you liked about it, because maybe
agree
I
to
can, maybe
disagree.
I did.
I don't.
Okay, I liked the fact that they integrated the CG or the 2D characters into the movies without making it seem like half-assed.
Okay.
I really like that. Also, like the characters replace what movies were handpicked from Warner Brothers into which character will be there. Like I said, well, I didn't say it, but there was initially a deleted scene where they're gonna have Gossamer being a Scooby-Doo cartoon where they're gonna chase after him, but they took it out of the final
I would
cut.
have enjoyed that.
And
I would definitely enjoy
if you don't know what Gossamer is, he's a red monster. But even Elmer Fudd as Mini-Me and Sylvester being Mr. Bigglesworth, like that's funny. I really do like those ideas. And I also need to address the elephant in the room to talk about the scene. Yosemite Sam was not supposed to be in the final cut of the movie when he
Why
first
not?
made it.
It's because he's racist.
No, they're gonna have Pepe Le Pew,
Oh.
but
Pepe
then
Le Pew isn't there?
no, because he got canceled.
Oh, I mean, they still could have brought him back. It's not
No.
his fault. It's more the people who created his character. They made him a gooner.
Okay,
Yes.
bro. Okay, I have. Now that they say that, they have the stereotypical Mexican mouse,
Hey,
but they
They
can
do.
have
but
Pepe Le Pew.
I gotta tell you this though. They got Gabriel Iglesias, Fluffy, for that role. And
For what role?
for Speedy.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay. I
And,
didn't really notice that. I'm not gonna lie. He
And-
didn't really
I didn't
talk
notice
that
that at all.
and he talked to the producers for the movie when they were hiring him, saying, do you want to do your regular voice, or do you want to have an accent? Or like do like your do the Speedy voice? He said, well, since Speedy was the only representation I had on American TV when I was growing up, I'm gonna stick to the character's voice. I don't want them to think that's me.
He actually mentioned this in the stand-up that he did on Netflix.
Yeah, exactly. See? I'm not blowing this out my ass. I'm telling the truth.
And to be honest, I actually like Pepe Le Pew as he is.
Me too.
I don't know about that one.
What, you
I don't
like-
know about that.
You
You
like
don't
Speedy?
like the character Pepe at all?
He's a little problematic. I'm not gonna
Wait,
lie.
you're talking about Speedy or Pepe?
Pepe.
Oh yeah, Pepe. I mean, to be honest, it's funny, but you can't walk. No, he can't.
But no.
I think he works as a cameo more than an actual
Yeah,
character.
they could have just had him as a. He
Right?
literally
They
could have just been there and
him
had no line.
there. He didn't have to talk. They could have just had him there.
No.
I think they could have done that.
Like how they did
They
in the
could have
first
just
movie.
done that. They own
I'm not
the
gonna lie
character.
though, but when you look
Are they
up
just
Pepe
gonna
Le Pew, the
delete
first thing you see
characters?
is
He just
him
doesn't exist
hugging
anymore?
a woman, and she does not look like she wants to be there.
What?
What were you
Okay.
saying the whole time? I'm sorry.
Oh, me?
Yes, you.
Oh, I said when you look up, the one thing you can't say, when you look up Pepe Le Pew, he is hugging another skunk, and she does not look like she wants to be held.
I thought it was a
Yeah,
cat.
that's the whole point. It's a cat.
Oh, that's a cat?
It's a cat that got
Okay.
dripped with paint.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it is the
He
point,
doesn't
but
know
like,
it's a cat.
you know, mate.
I remember in one of the shorts with Pepe Le Pew is that he actually has a wife and kids.
Oh, wait, he does?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, in one of the shorts that he's in, it shows like him flirting with the cat, and then his wife comes over with the kids, and she has like the stereotypical like
Bro's an
hair,
Amazon worker.
and she's like mad at him before flirting with another woman, and he's trying to talk his way out of it. So I can see why they canceled Pepe Le Pew, and they replaced him with like Yosemite Sam.
But Yosemite Sam is racist too.
No, he's
How
not.
is he?
I thought
When
he
has
was.
he been racist in the cartoon?
I thought he was.
No.
Yeah, I thought that was like in the background. Maybe that was just me.
In the background?
No. And the what?
What? No, don't worry about me. Let's keep going. Oh, I want to talk about the Michael B. Jordan cameo.
Okay, yeah, I didn't like that.
I
You know-
I really liked it because it sort of is a reference to the first movie where it has a famous celebrity who's friends with the producer coming into the movie, like Bill Murray with the first one, Ivan Reitman directing Ghostbusters. In this one, they have Michael B. Jordan here because Ryan Coogler, the producer, directed Black Panther and Creed. But also, does that mean Sylvester's racist?
Who?
Why would Sylvester be racist?
Why?
He basically said black don't crack.
He did?
That's a compliment.
Well, yeah.
Wait, what did he
thinks
say?
all black people look alike.
What? But black don't crack just means we age well. It doesn't mean we all look.
Two different things. I'm saying
What did he say?
He thinks black. He said it's been 27 years. I thought he aged gracefully, and also
Okay.
then also Elmer Fudd grabs and says they don't even look alike.
Okay, but if he's saying they don't look alike, then wouldn't that not be racist? Because he's saying they don't look the same. He said they don't look alike. Wait, you're saying the black cat is racist?
Yeah, Sylvester. That's
Yes.
his name. The black cat is Sylvester.
Okay. I mean, I guess I don't.
Do you guys have favorite scenes?
Yeah.
I said my favorite scene is the Dame Time. That was my favorite scene, honestly. That's part of the movie. Dame Time, like his whole character. Honestly, we didn't get to see. We honestly for the other characters, we got to see their like we saw like the snake for her. Like we already saw like what they could have been. The Dame Time, it was like kind of like, oh, okay, he's their trump card, and he actually looked the coolest out of the whole Gooner squad. He looked the coolest. He looked the coolest to me. His power was the coolest. It was the most memorable. I'm be honest, I forgot that there was a water gooner on their team.
What fire?
Is this fire one too?
His name's
No,
Wet
it's
Fire.
Guy. It's Wet Fire.
Oh, Wet Fire. Okay, yeah. But yeah, I forgot there was that. I forgot he was even on the team, but the Dame Time was the most like it was. I liked it. It was the whole scene, the whole stop in time. That was pretty cool. I mean, it's been done multiple times, but it hasn't been done to death yet. So I enjoyed it.
What about you, Lola?
I had two favorite scenes. The scene where Bugs Bunny kind of calls on Marvin the Martian by saying, "I claim this land for Earth," and then Marvin comes in and they have a full debate on who the planet belongs to. That was funny. And then he dupes him and takes his spaceship. And then I also like the scene where the grandma beats the time guy. I thought that was funny.
Oh yeah, the Matrix reference.
Yeah.
I like Speedy in that scene.
What about you?
No, not the Matrix reference. Remember when they call in the grandma to fight the time guy on the Goon Squad?
Yeah, that was a reference to Matrix. That's why that's why LeBron says she is the one.
Oh.
I would say, for me personally, I think I can't really remember too much from this movie, even though I just watched it. But I think one of the funniest jokes and one of the funniest scenes I saw was when LeBron James first crashes down into Toon World, and he says, "I'm as tall as I'm shorter than Kevin Hart."
Really?
Yes, that was funny for me.
Okay. Oh, I want to talk about something that's also a big part of Space Jam, the soundtrack. Because in the first one, Kyrie, I want to talk to you because I know these two don't know about soundtracks.
Wow.
So for the first Space Jam soundtrack, you're familiar with it?
No, I haven't been going back to it in a while.
Oh, god damn.
Yeah, take that, Shane.
And honestly, I'm not gonna lie. Through the whole second movie, the only song I don't know the name of the song, but the only part is the Algae Rhythm song is when it goes dun 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 dun. And that's the only part of the song I remember.
But the first movie had so many iconic songs in it. Like the guy, I Believe I Can Fly, R. Kelly, when it was good.
I forgot that was in the movie, but like, yeah,
it's the first song in the movie. It's the first thing you hear.
I forgot that. It's been a while. Like I haven't seen. I remember the movie, but it's been a while. I don't remember. I haven't seen it so many times. Where I just remember all the songs. But now that you say that, I do remember that being a thing.
Or
And you know, I graduated to "I Believe I Can Fly." Those. That's pretty cool.
yeah, and like what's it called? Basketball Jones when they play when all the basketball players suck at living, and they also had Fly Like an Eagle when they show Michael Jordan playing basketball in Toon World by Seal. And like there's so many great songs in that first movie. Welcome to the Jam, but in this one, not really.
It's more like background music.
Yeah, which is not something you need from a Space Jam movie. If you're gonna have it, because the first one, like I said, the first movie was heavily teetering, like skewing more towards a black audience or a black vibe, if that makes any sense, with the music and Michael Jordan in it involved in
Saying
it.
this movie was more to like every common, like it was trying to get everybody. Like it was just.
And
It's so for everybody that it became bland.
yeah, and the animation director from the first movie was Bruce W. Smith, who also did Proud Family, Baby's Kids, Princess and the Frog. So it's heavily in that black culture for the first Space Jam movie. Even with after Space Jam came out, or like around the same time, they had like the thugged out Bugs Bunny or Looney Tunes merch out.
Mm-hmm.
So it was sort of hand in hand with black culture at the time, which makes it. I think makes a, I don't know. In Space Jam 2, they had Malcolm D. Lee directed, who also did Girls Trip and a bunch of other movies. So,
and that's maybe why I felt like there was no artistic vision in the movie. Like I really felt like if I could think of this as a sandwich, it felt like I was eating bread.
yeah,
And it's good. It's good enough. It's going to sell, but it's just bread. It's nothing special. It's nothing crazy. Like, you know, like I'm when I see it, I'm not gonna be like, oh my god, you remember this bread, guys? You know, I'm not gonna be like that.
yeah. I mean, I'm looking at Malcolm D. Lee's filmography. He has movies like Night School, Girls Trip, Barbershop: The Next Cut, Best Man Holiday, Scary Movie 5, Soul Man, like a bunch of movies with a mainly black audience, mainly black cast.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like that's what they're trying to get at with this movie too. But it just
I didn't really feel that.
Yeah, me neither.
I feel like I didn't really feel they were trying to get black. I think they were just trying to get older people in their 40s, like older people in their 40s and 30s who had seen Space Jam as a child, and well, basically people who had watched Space Jam as a kid and had kids today. That was their audience target. That was their audience group. You know.
Yeah, I mean, even in the Space Jam 2 soundtrack, they have like Jonas Brothers in it, and I don't know any brothers that want to listen to Jonas Brothers, but they also got like Lil Uzi, John Legend, the safe black people.
Jonas Brothers, they're hood certified. What do you mean?
What do you mean? I'm saying John Legend's a safe black choice.
That is true.
Yeah. But yeah, all these like Leon Bridges, a lot of the people that they have for the music are a lot of local rap, not really local rappers, but like not as famous rappers. They got Amity, Dame, Dalla, G-Eazy, Brockhampton. Like, you don't know these people, do you?
Like
I do.
Nope.
Yeah, see, Chance the Rapper.
So they had.
I know Little Baby. I know Hands. I know John. I know Lil Uzi. I know the Jonas Brothers. I know Lil Tecca. I know Yeah, I know most of these guys. They're pretty popular.
Huh. Well, I'm personally.
I don't know who Shockhampton is though, but I know who Corday is. And does that say? I think that's Duckworth. I think that's Kendrick Lamar because Kendrick Lamar's last name is Duckworth.
Duckworth? Wait, really?
Yeah. Oh wait, that may be someone else though.
That might not be
Kendrick Lamar's last name is Duckworth, but that may not be Kendrick Lamar.
That is not Kendrick. I'm looking at pictures.
That does not look like Kung Fu Kenny. We can,
It doesn't look like Kenny.
But yeah, I'm just saying. It just felt like it was trying to go towards everyone that it really went for no one. And that's what my thoughts feel. That's basically how I feel about this movie.
I agree with that sentiment.
But if you want to watch another movie where it has a lot of crossover characters from other properties or franchises that's been out, that's trying to be like Roger Rabbit, I'll say go watch Chip 'n Dale Rescue Rangers.
That one's actually good.
It's really good. I love that movie so much. But
yeah, you could see everyone's favorite character, Ugly Sonic.
Let's go to our ratings because I feel like we're sort of skewing into that right now.
Okay.
Sergio, you go.
Let's see. I kind of got bored halfway through this movie, but it was enjoyable. and there is a lot of good like work that's in there, like really great animation and all that stuff. And it does try to at least capture what a Looney Tunes is at the beginning with a bunch of characters, as with Bugs Bunny, they do that a lot. But I would give this probably like a 3 out of 5.
Really?
Yeah, the animation's good. Some of the humor is okay, but as it goes on, it feels more and more like a corporate thing where they just give a bunch of cameos about their property.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like they even have like Rick and Morty come in and do a cameo with the
Yeah.
Tasmanian Devil, and I'm like, okay, that's cool. But then I realized, wait, this they have nothing to do with the. They have nothing. To do
Yeah,
with
I thought the same thing actually.
You know what?
And I
Actually,
like the.
I'll say. Do you know what? They're actually dead now.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Who's dead?
Rick and Morty in this movie.
Oh.
Yeah, in the show, there's a episode where they come in saying, "Hey Morty, check it out! I killed our version of Space Jam 2."
And I did like the cameo with the DC superheroes with Superman, Batgirl, Green Lantern. That was cool, but that's all they were. They were just cameos. And I think if I did want to see them, I'd probably just go back and watch the old TV shows.
Yeah. So Lola, you go.
I think I would give this a 2.
Oh.
What?
Speak your piece.
Yeah. Well, along with what we were saying earlier, it's like an okay sequel, but it was clearly just a cash grab and cameos. Other than that, it felt like it didn't have as much heart as I felt Space Jam, the first one.
The first one was still a commercial. Don't get it twisted. It's still nostalgia.
I guess, but I enjoy watching Space Jam more than Space Jam 2.
Okay.
That's why I said it's an okay sequel. It's okay.
Remember how
if someone puts it on, it's fine.
I remember you tried getting out of it and watching something else because we were both.
No, I did not.
You were stalling.
No, I wasn't stalling. I genuinely was gonna watch it, and then stuff came up. So then I said, "Okay, we can watch it here," and then we did.
No, what happened was you wanted to watch an old childhood movie. I think was called Nimsy's Island. And then
we're not talking
no, we're getting into it.
No, we're not.
And then
you agreed to watch it with me because we had a conversation where we were talking about old movies that are probably not good. I even said to myself, I remember liking it, but I don't know if it was actually good.
Yeah, but you said it after we said, okay, well, we watch Space Jam, but then we watched Nimsy's Island first, and I had to find Nimsy's Island. I couldn't find it. It's like, you want to watch it when we get to the house? Like, well, we can watch Space Jam right now.
When you said Nim's Island, the first thing I thought about was
it's not even called Nim's Island. It's Impy's Island.
Impy's Island.
Yeah.
It's like German movie.
It's not
I was gonna say that
I can't find it in English.
Well, you're bad.
I'm bad. I was looking online and I came up with it was another language.
You know what? Have fun sleeping alone.
Damn.
That's all I have to say. Now,
Joke's on you. I'm never alone.
Oh, is it because you goon?
Hey. Don't stop another man's goon.
Notice how I got silent after that? Because it's true.
Don't stop another man's goon. Are you like? This is what I mean. That's what I mean here.
Goodbye.
Wait, no.
Finish your rating.
No. Sergio.
I'm not. I didn't even leave.
Oh.
Finish your rating.
Oh, Sergio, you go. I'm not making my turn yet. Sergio, you go.
Dude, I already win.
Sergio already rated the thing.
Yeah, Kyrie gave it a 3 out of 5.
Kyrie, go.
I'm sorry, Chance the Man. I'm gonna have to give it a 2 out of 5 also.
What the fuck?
To me, I'm not gonna lie, after the Daffy Duck scene, I genuinely was just waiting till the basketball scene happened, and I didn't like the rapping scene. I didn't like the fact that this was a cash grab. Like, I'm pretty sure LeBron James wanted to actually be in a fun, newer movie. Like, it could have been Looney Tunes, but it could have been fun and a new idea. And I'm pretty sure LeBron James would have enjoyed that more. And he probably did that just so, like, because he grew up on Space Jam, and he wanted to also have his own Space Jam. And in my opinion, the original Space Jam is better on this fact alone. When Space Jam came out, that was really the only thing that was the only thing at its time. Like, they had never done that before. And that's what made it so unique. Yeah, but I'm like, they never did that with a basketball player talking about basketball. Like, who thought a basketball movie would do so that well? So it really was a thing of its time. And they tried to strike lightning in a bottle again, but they had none of the, like you said, none of the imagination that was put into the original one, which you can see and tell throughout the entire movie. And honestly, through part of the movie, it really does feel like a drag, and you're just getting through it. And even by the end, the climax, it doesn't really have a good resolution. It's just like, oh yeah, you remember the glitch from the beginning of the game, guys? And then like you're like, and then they say, okay, LeBron's gonna sacrifice himself, but we all know Bugs Bunny is gonna sacrifice himself. So like, and then they brought him back at the end of the movie, so like
I
it
don't
didn't
know
really
how.
have any. So yeah, they didn't really
He's
have
a
any
tune.
emotional
You can't kill a
impact.
tune.
But how could he
Tunes
get
don't
out?
have-
He's like, you can't. And I was like,
I mean, he did
I was like,
before.
okay, I guess that's a thing now.
No, he
But
didn't.
like to me, it wasn't that imaginative. It's nothing against the movie. That you could tell the people, the artists that worked on it and all, and LeBron James tried his best. The artists tried their best, but they just were working with a shitty script, and there's nothing you can do when you're working with a shitty script.
Well said. Honestly, you might have different opinions on it, but that was really well said.
Yeah.
For me,
What's your rating?
wow.
2 out of 5.
My rating, I'd give this movie 4 out of 5.
4.
Yeah, 4 out of 5. I don't care. I don't care.
I want to hear this. I want to hear this.
Wait before you gave torch and pitchforks. Let me explain. So I really liked the animation for it. Also, I already had a lot of idea of what this movie's gonna be like because it actually caught me off guard multiple times. Because first of all, LeBron James produced the movie. It was a production company, and
He did?
yeah,
I didn't know that.
yeah, he's been doing a lot of production movies. Like he's been producing a lot of things lately. Like remember that Adam Sandler movie Hustle?
No.
It was a basketball movie. It was actually really good. But this is like one of his bigger movies that he produced. And knowing that going in, I'm like, well, this movie's gonna be circling around how he's the best person ever, like the GOAT, and how nothing he could do could be wrong. But then it starts off with him saying how he messed up playing games, and he's sort of over like a dad that wants his son to be just like him, and not really listen to what he's saying. So he's already flawed, which caught me off guard. Because again, with the first Space Jam movie, Michael Jordan is like a god that lives humbly, like he's like a god living with the smaller folk in the regular
can
house.
I say something to that point?
Yeah.
In my opinion, like Michael Jordan, that was what Michael Jordan was during the 90s to his opponent. Like they literally called this man Black Jesus. And to me, when they made LeBron, like I feel like they didn't capture who LeBron James is. Like I wish LeBron would have done a lot better if he was able to just be LeBron James in the movie. You could tell he was reading from a script. Like imagine if he was able to just be LeBron James. If you ever watch basketball, you know LeBron James is not the type to be like, you gotta focus on, you can't be you. Like I wish they would have went somewhere different and would have like actually worked with LeBron. Well, I guess they probably did because he's the producer, but like I wish they would have had more creative idea in that ways. And like, okay, we can find another way where LeBron can just be LeBron, be himself, because we already know how he is. We've seen him on TV. We've seen him on social media. We've seen his personality. Like, and we know that's just not him. So when I was watching the movie, I just felt like, and I'm not even a big basketball fan, but I was like, that's just not LeBron James. He doesn't act like that.
Well, yeah, but this is a role. It's like an overfanaticized version of him. Like same thing with Space Jam. Okay, I'll give this to Space Jam 1. They did try humbling Michael Jordan, but they did it too much with him because this is after he retired and played baseball and then went back to playing basketball. So were able to make fun of him playing playing baseball. And so that's
golf.
No, it was.
No. That's later in life. It's later in life.
Yeah.
It was baseball.
And so they get to make fun of him for that, which makes him down to earth and have him. But then I draw a line at him living in the suburbs in a regular house.
Does he not?
No, he was in a mansion.
Does he still?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he did not live in like a small house like that.
Yeah, but like you don't really think
The
about
house
that.
wasn't.
Yeah, it was.
If we're talking about like
just
Michael
boring.
Jordan's house in Space Jam, it wasn't. I remember it being. It was a suburban house, but it wasn't that small.
It was.
But maybe I'm just thinking of the scene where Daffy and Bugs go in there, so it made the house look bigger than it was. Maybe I'm thinking of that.
I mean, it did have 2 stories. That's what I remember from that scene.
This is what the house looks like. I'm gonna put a picture of it right now.
Okay.
Check this shit out.
We can't see it.
Wait.
Would you see the
Still
monster?
can't see it.
The layer Jordan.
Look at that house.
Yeah, that's really big.
Okay, seeing this just reminds me of like Kendrick of like or just a diss track basically.
Not like us.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
Whenever I see like a bird's eye view of a picture like this, I just think of that diss track.
yeah, but bottom line is I like this one. I would prefer this one over the first one, not because of nostalgia, but as a movie. Because again, I feel like you guys are basing the first movie off a lot of nostalgia.
I am.
Yeah.
No, I'm not.
I'm being honest. I'm basing it off of the nostalgia.
And I appreciate you saying that, admitting that.
The first movie is good, but yeah, a lot of the appeal I think does come from nostalgia, even though it does have some pretty good points.
Yeah.
Mm.
I'm giving the same rating I gave the first one. So that tells you I think this is better than the first one, but I do really appreciate what they did in the first one too. So I think they're practically almost equal to each other.
I don't think that's true.
I don't agree.
Different
with that statement.
reasons. God, for different reasons. Like, I don't know. It's just fun. I had a lot of fun watching it.
That's great.
It is. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
And
you're allowed to have fun.
and that note, we could end this episode.
Mhm.
I think what
And you,
everybody's
Kyrie,
saying,
can
we all
do
have our own
all you want.
opinions.
I'm
But
sorry,
I
no,
do
wait, no,
have a
wait. I'm sorry,
question
Kyrie.
for you.
Wait, no. What were you saying, Lola? Well, no. What did you just say?
I didn't say anything.
You know, I can
I was
repeat the
asking
footage.
Sergio how his day was.
You know, I can isolate the footage from the audio on this. You might as well tell me what it is.
You know what I said already. That's
No,
why you want-
say it again.
No, don't say it. Let him go through the entire recording.
No.
Yeah, you can find it. But yeah, as I was saying, Sergio, how was your day?
You know, can't complain too much, although taxes are kind of like stressful.
Man, why are you bringing reality into this? This is Space Jam, a new legacy. We're done. Good night.
Exactly.
Maybe that should be the new movie, Bugs Bunny and Taxes.
You know, they kind of did that with Wile E. Coyote with Akima. How do you say that?
Acme. It's
Acme.
Acme.
But yeah, it's called Acme. But yeah, they were originally gonna make a movie where he sued Acme.
You know, after watching this and also watching Looney Tunes Back in Action, I cannot tell whether or not like Acme products are just like dysfunctional or if it's just Wile E. Coyote where he just has bad luck and just very clumsy nature.
It's Wiley. Because even in the movie, we saw him getting sucked into the machine, into like the ball machine.
Well, yeah, but in Looney Tunes Back in Action, he launches a rocket. He launches it perfectly, yet it comes back to him.
Yeah. You know, Wile E. Coyote is a lot like Daffy Duck in the sense that he's kind of a character that he's like that one friend in the friend group who everyone makes fun of, but there's not really a reason. They're like that. They're the joke.
I guess so, but I did like him a lot more in this movie because he does do a lot more useful stuff, and that was just refreshing for me to see.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think we called it an episode. Thank you, Kyrie, for joining us.
No problem.
And I'm Chance.
I'm Sergio.
I'm Lola.
Oh, I'm Kyrie.
And have a cinematic day. That's all, folks.
What?
What?
Are you sure we're gonna get sued for that?
No.
I'm pretty sure we could. We could if they wanted to.
They don't listen to us. We're not that popular yet.
True.
Oh, okay.
They do
So
fight.
we're fine.
Yeah, we're good. We're good.
Okay.
He
All
said
right.
folk. He said folk with a K. He didn't say it as. So
Oh, I see.
yeah, that's how you get past the copyright. He said folk.
You know, whenever I heard someone say that, I always thought they were saying fork.
Go folk
You
yourself.
thought they were
Sergio.
saying fork?
I always thought they were saying fork. I was like, what does that mean?
That's all, fork.
Go fork yourself, Sergio. All right. Bye, guys. Have a cinematic day.
That's all, folks.
Welcome to Brick Wall Cinema. I'm your host, Chance, and today we have Lola and Sergio with us talking about The Day the Earth Blew Up, a Looney Tunes film. Sergio, Lola, and I were at the premiere for this movie back in October of last year for the US world premiere. And we had so much fun. It was amazing. It was a great experience. And I think we were freaking out at the end of the movie saying, oh my God, we got to talk about this. We got to push this movie out there as much as we can because some people don't even know that this movie exists. I don't even think diehard Looney Tunes fans know this movie exists.
I'm pretty sure they did because a few of them were
Yeah,
there.
they probably do.
No, not really.
Yeah.
I asked,
Well, there.
Aren't you a diehard Looney Tunes fan?
yeah, I know because I know this. I keep up with these type of things, but your general audience might not know.
Well, yeah, but if they're diehard Looney Tunes fans, I'm pretty sure they would keep track with the company that has the rights to those films.
But that's the thing.
He's saying it would be hard to access it I believe, because the world premiere, I'm sure it was hard to get those tickets because that theater was packed.
Oh yeah, that's true. I still don't
And-
know how he gets those tickets because I know you told me he went to
I
programs.
don't know
for
how
it,
he
but I
gets
don't-
them either. I would really love to know how he gets those tickets.
You'll never
But
know.
tell me. Tell
No.
me.
No. Anyway, this is a Warner Bros. Movie. I mean, it wasn't released by them.
Yeah.
It was produced by Warner Bros. Animation and released under Ketchup Entertainment because Warner Bros. At the last minute decided they're not going to distribute the movie and was open to other retailers or other studios that wanted to sell the movie or buy the movie.
I'm pretty sure they fumbled the bag on this because this probably would have been
They
very big.
really did.
Yes,
this
they
movie
did.
was amazing.
But they also said that this movie was going to go straight to Max.
I mean, that makes sense.
But doesn't that?
considering-
Oh, what were you gonna say, Sergio?
I was gonna say that can make sense considering a lot of the stuff they've done with Looney Tunes in the past. They mostly just made shows or shorts or stuff like that with Looney Tunes because it's really hard to make a movie, like a full-blown movie with Looney Tunes characters, given the content and the tone that Looney Tunes is. So I could say that makes sense. But still, though, they made a really good movie, and it probably would have very big. I don't know how well it would have done because I can't predict that. I don't like to predict that because I'm pretty sure I'm gonna be wrong. But it would have been huge.
I agree. I think it's kind of weird how everything it just kind of gets stuck into streaming services now. And then also, doesn't that mean they're making less money from the film?
It depends because you gotta calculate how many users are actually using it and how much they're paying each month, and then figure out where it is they're funding that money because it's more streaming services are more of a way that studios have found a way to keep afloat during the pandemic because no one could go to theaters.
Right.
Theaters are still where the big bucks go, but they're still getting revenue from these streaming services.
I guess that's true.
Yeah.
And with some of the new features like putting in ads, they are getting paid by other companies to put their ads onto the streaming service.
Got it.
Also, the reason why I was going to go straight to Max was because the crew that made the movie, they're the crew that did the Looney Tunes cartoons on Max.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's really cool.
Yeah, you can absolutely tell if you look at if you ever seen any of those those shorts on there.
Breakfast in bed. Wow, what'd you make? Why, it's only the finest gourmet.
The only thing that was different was they got a different voice actor for Porky, who I forgot the character. Like I forgot the voice actor that plays him in the TV show, but I know that Eric Bauza plays Porky Pig and
Bowser.
I just hear Bowser.
Bowser. Yes.
So let's go on to first impression.
Okay.
Lola, what are your first thoughts on seeing this movie? What do you think watching it?
Oh my gosh, I love this movie. This movie was so funny. I loved how it gets more into Daffy's chaotic personality because, in my opinion, he's the looniest out of all the Looney Tunes, but that's my personal take. And I really liked Porky and Daffy's dynamic throughout the whole movie, especially because I kind of liked, I don't know if I feel like I was really surprised that this wasn't a Daffy and Bugs movie and they did something different went with Daffy and Porky because I feel like I'm more used to seeing always the Bugs and Daffy dynamic versus Porky and Daffy, and it worked out really well.
Yeah, honestly, I personally I do love Bugs and Daffy, but my favorite pairing has to be Porky Pig and Daffy.
Really?
Yes, because it's a lot more funnier. Because Porky Pig, because that's a really funny dynamic. Porky, you got this guy that just wants to have a friend to hang out with, and Daffy, this is based off the Looney Tunes show as my favorite iteration. With Daffy being the jerk that just wants to just stays with him because he knows that he's always gonna be around, and like he's the safe option, so he just hangs out with him at the drop of a hat. But if there's anything else that happens new, he's just gonna go with them. Screw Porky. Not even gonna tell him that he changed plans.
Basically.
Yeah, it reminds me of an episode of the Looney Tunes show where Daffy got an award to go to a dinner date at a restaurant, and Daffy's like,
I'm not going on a date with you. Oh, you're right. I didn't think of it that way. Hey, Porky. Want to go on a romantic date Friday night? I'd love to.
Halfway through the episode, Daffy gets a date, and at the end of the episode, you see Porky just outside of his house waiting for Daffy to pick him up.
Yeah, poor Porky.
But
and then he sees him leaving with his date too, so he's there, and he's like,
Finally. I was worried you they weren't going to show up.
What are you talking about?
I thought we were having a dinner tonight.
Oh, I think I might have eaten your dinner, Porky.
How do you know my name?
I don't. That was more of an observation.
Oh my God, Sergio exploded. Why didn't he listen to me when I told him to not click that button?
He was hungry for boba.
He was indifferent for food or something. I don't know. He didn't take me seriously and just blew up. He just blew up right in front of us.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Do you think he'll be okay?
I don't know. Probably we'll find out next week. Anyway, since Sergio's not here, I guess I could talk about how I feel about the movie.
Okay, how do you feel about the movie?
I thought it was a really good movie. I had a lot of fun with it. I was just happy to see a fully animated Looney Tunes movie in theaters. Don't get me wrong, I thought Space Jam 1 was all right. Space Jam 2 is a movie, and I love Looney Tunes back in action. But this is on a different level from those ones. This is like a joke a second. They don't slow down. They just amp things up. And there's a twist halfway through the movie that the marketing does not tell you, and it's hilarious. I'm not going to tell you what it is, but I'll just give you a hint that it has to do with boba.
He's not lying. It does have to do with boba.
Exactly. See, she agrees with me.
Mm-hmm.
But
even though I think we can all agree, boba is definitely I really like boba. Don't get me wrong, but I would say there are a lot better Earth treats. But hey, what do I know?
I'm not a fan of boba. I don't agree with you.
What?
Yeah.
Is it because they're balls? Is that why?
Well, the fact that they're black balls inside and put them in my mouth doesn't really entice me to go.
Well, because, but it's like jelly. It's like a good jelly. Is it the texture?
The texture? I don't think it's the texture.
Yeah, the texture of the boba.
I don't know. I just don't like it.
That's all right. At least you like ice cream. I hope.
I love ice cream.
Good. I was about to say.
What were you gonna say?
I was gonna say, Chance, if you don't like ice cream, you may need to have a talk.
Talk about what? How I don't like ice cream?
No.
Yeah, I'm sorry, guys, if you were expecting a spoiler-filled review of the Looney Tunes movie. But
you see,
no.
I feel like we should and then just release it the day it comes out. Because I don't feel like I don't know how to talk about it without spoiling.
We can't do that because because people might be introduced to the movie through this episode. And we might be spoiling the movie as they go hear about it, you know?
I guess that's true.
Yeah, imagine the same day you found out that there's a Looney Tunes movie, you get spoiled on everything that happens inside of it.
Well, that's why you put caution spoilers.
Then people will leave.
And the video. Not necessarily. But then again, I think it depends on your audience because I love spoilers. You know this. I don't care. I'll be like, wait, what did you know about the movie?
They put their foot into this movie. Everyone involved, the animators, the voice actors, the score, everything. Oh, wait, what's that I see?
Everywhere?
It looks like Sergio's coming out of the rebel, shit from the ashes. Does his audio sound good? Is his voice box still there? Is it good? Hello? Sergio?
Not sure.
Are you there?
We may need to take him to the robo repair shop.
Is my microphone working?
Yes, it is.
Oh my God, Sergio's alive and he actually sounds decent.
I was scared for a moment.
Have you guys turned off your microphones or something? I can't hear you.
You can't hear us now?
Oh my God.
No,
okay.
our microphones are on. What is happening?
That's it. Okay, Sergio, get out of here. Get out. Go.
What do you mean?
It's fucking roller coaster of emotions. I thought he was gone, but now he's back and now he can't hear us. He's dead on the count.
Go.
Let's go to our ratings then.
All right.
I'll give this movie 5 stars. I had so much fun. I want to watch it again once it comes out in theaters. I can't wait to see it again. I had so much fun.
It was a lot of fun. I remember when we watched it in theaters, literally everyone just kept laughing back to back. The jokes are honestly really good. I enjoy them.
And I'm just glad we live in a world where we got to see both of these movies in theaters. I mean, not both of them. We got to see a fully 2D animated Looney Tunes movie in theaters. And it was good.
Yes. America may be healing.
Well, we know that's not true, but...
Let me have hope, damn it.
But we have this.
It was real to me, damn it.
Alrighty then, I can call it. I guess we can call that an episode. I'm Chance.
I suppose. I'm Lola.
And have a cinematic day. Hey everyone, thanks for listening, and be sure to subscribe to our channel and follow us on Instagram, Facebook, X, and TikTok at Brick Wall Cinema. Have a cinematic day.